No, 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 no. Give it a shake. Open it really fast and lick the air. Just. Will it stick to your forehead? No, it's not sticky. Nope. Ow, that was like a rock. I just hit myself in the head with a rock. Into the hole. Boink. Oh, there's fall damage, everybody. Cut me off, sir. Sir, I need it. How do I take this guy down? Not like that. What if I jump on him? Can he stop, drop, and roll? Are you bleeding, sir? I'm here to help. Are you? And if you look at what AI is doing for, you know, for the people that are kind of losing their mind in psychosis, you end up going, okay, well, yeah, but those people are already kind of crazy, so they were already sensitive to it, and they, you know, it could have been. But then you don't realize how it's affecting you. It looks so gross. Why question? Because look at it. That's why. It looks like, dude. Tastes like chocolate pudding, though. Mmm, that was yummy. Blah, 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 blah. Fly again, birdie. Fly again. Fly. Nope. I was trying to help. Ah! 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 No! This place sucks. You know, if he'd have done it right, he wouldn't have had to die on the cross, or he would have had a lot more friends, or the Pharisees would have listened finally, or he would have had, you know, a better experience with his family, or a better experience with his hometown. Like, if Jesus would have done it right, then he would have had as many people mad at him, or many people misunderstood him. All he had to do was explain it this way or see it this way. That's not how it worked. The plan all along was a man of sorrows, well acquainted with grief, a man rejected. You know, that was the plan. And sometimes that is the plan. You're not, I was going to say you're not alone. In your loneliness, you are not alone, because other people are lonely, but then they're alone. So you are alone in your loneliness, and we are not alone in the fact that we all are lonely. Does that make sense? That totally made sense. No need to explain.
Welcome, XtianNinja. You have the honor of being the very first person in chat.
What is up, everybody? Welcome. Hello, official spring trap. How you? Good to see you. Tis time, tis time. It is streamy time. So here we are, streamy time. Welcome. I got my timing. I was just excited I got my timing right. I was like, I do the countdown and it's like 3, 2, 1, and it actually would have lined up right when I started. So I feel pretty good about that. That's all that matters to me right now. We could end stream and I'd be happy because I got my timing right. It's pretty cool. Actually, but we can't. We got some things to do. For example, we have a box to open. We got a box from a viewer. I'd like to say his name. I could say his name. Maybe we'll see. But you know, maybe not. I don't know. know what the rule is there. Do you dox the guy? I'm not going to show his address, but like, do you say his name? I don't know. We'll just, how about we don't? And then whatever. And then coming up on Thursday, and then speaking of boxes, look what we're doing on Thursday. We're going to be doing that. That's going to be fun. So I got a present to open today, and I got a box to open on Thursday. I'm very excited. And then tomorrow, believe it or not, so the local Christian radio station has been doing a video on me, editing this video for ages. Basically like a biography of me, like a little mini bio. And they got actors to play, and they've got all kinds of really cool things happening. And so that's very exciting. I'm very excited. So tomorrow, they're going to come in and they're going to do B-roll of me streaming. And that'll be fun. I'm kind of excited for it. It's going to be neat. I'm a little nervous because I don't know where they're going to go. I don't know what the lighting situation is going to be. Last time they came in here and I did the interview, not only did they shoot to make me look like a house, but like they had like a gazillion lights in here. Like there was lights and stuff everywhere. It was just wild. So we'll see how it goes. I told them, like, listen, we're going to be doing like a real stream. You just show up, and at the very beginning of stream, I kick it off, and we do, it's relatively high energy. I come say hello to folks, and we greet, and then you show up, and then that way, could be fun. It would be a bummer if nobody showed up at the beginning of stream and I was talking to nobody. Yes, it would be a bummer. But he's going to show up at 11:30, and I stream at noon. So I need to spend this evening cleaning my office. That's what I have to do. I have kind of let it go. I've been working on the videos and working on other stuff and et cetera, et cetera. And so now I look around and I'm like, man, I don't want this on camera. I need to dust, for one. And for two, I need to pick up all the stuff off the floor. There's so much stuff on the floor. There's a reason why this section here is dark. It's so that you guys can't tell. You guys can't tell, can you? No? Hopefully not. It's gonna be, what's funny is that his consistent, I guess, what's the word? What do they call that when you, in a movie and you like something changes between scenes because you change inconsistency? No, that's not right. Continuity is gonna be wrecked because he, I painted the wall. I changed some things around. So when I was doing the video, like this was all shelves and like stuff, and now he's gonna come in and it's gonna be like it's completely different. So will that wreck things? I don't know. I guess it won't wreck things. As long as he stands over there, it'll look the same. That's what matters, right? Because he's trying to get me on stream, so he'll place this way, theoretically. How are you? How's your Tuesday? Today is Taco Tuesday. I've got a great video. We're going to be talking about like yesterday we talked about social media fasting, the dangers thereof, the getting it into your, how it gets into your head, how addictive it is, and all that, and how we need to take a break. I forgot to put my phone in black and white. As soon as I was done stream, I just evacuated. Came in here and I created one short. Talk about overkill, man. So I did a short yesterday and it posted this morning, but I record the entirety of the stream, like every word I say, into a transcript. I also record my entire my webcam completely, just the whole thing recorded. So 4 hours of content. And then I went to Gemini and I punched my transcript and I'm like, find me some clips that you think would be okay and give me the timestamps. So it gave me like five options. I went and I found that section and created like a 20-second clip. So I've got gigs of information and I've got, hours of transcript so I could do a 15-second short. Which, is that overkill? Kinda. Is it a good short? I don't know, maybe. But at the very least, it's I didn't have to go fishing through it. I'm not paying Opus Pro to do it. It's there. I should get it. I should get my head wrapped around hitting the button. If I ever say something that is reasonably intelligent, just kind of going boop and hitting the button so that it remembers that like marks that section. But who knows? It's I can actually say out loud, mark this section. They have that system now where you can like clip this, I think, and it'll all of a sudden it'll just automatically clip this, which that would be annoying, actually, quite frankly, because once I'm in the moment, like the whole point of a streamable, clickable moment is that you're in it. You're having that, you know, like you're not. It would be worse if all of a sudden I pulled myself out of the moment just so I could say clip this because I think I'm being so smart. I don't know. I don't think it would work, but I'm happy. I feel like I found a little system where I start stream, I prep stream, I do stream. After stream, I got a little system so that I can spit out a short, and then on Fridays I can edit the video. Saturdays I can release the video. Like I am contenting as hard as I can content these days. We'll see what happens on Saturday. I don't know how many people are actually registered for the class. I'm saying I have a minimum of 5. If we don't get 5 in registered in the class, then I'm just gonna we're gonna find another way to do it. But we'll see. Apparently there's been some hiccups with some people that are you know, wanted to get into it, so we'll see what happens. Would I be fine if I didn't have to work Saturdays? I would be fine with that. I got plenty to do. Not an issue. Is it fine if I do class? Yeah, I'm excited to do class too, so we'll see. How about you guys? How's your Tuesday been? What have you been doing on your Tuesday? Is it slow? Are things happening? I was looking at my daughter's stream, and she's playing Celeste right now, and she's upstairs literally playing Celeste right now, and she's had like very little interaction on her stream, and then I show up here and I start streaming, and all of a sudden I've got like 1-2 viewers, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So is something happening? Did the internet shut down somewhere, or is it just me? Maybe don't answer that. Yeah, but as I said, the plan, we're gonna watch a video by The Minimalist, Big Machine PM this week. Oh yeah, fire, man, rock and roll. Does that mean you got to do a shutdown? Like, is it you're shutting it down so that you can fix it, and it's going to be like a whole thing? My parents or my dad worked at a mill, and every once or twice a year, I think it was twice a year, they had to do what's called shutdown, where they shut down the whole mill so they can fix stuff PM, you know, so that they don't so it doesn't explode. Yeah, when she shut down, yeah. So that's something I grew up with, and because it's like some of the jobs are really risky, they hire, you know, the other half of the town to go work there so that they can do like safety stuff and fire watch and you know, testing for terrible gases and whatnot. It's a real thing. It's a whole thing. They bring in contractors. It's huge. Did you know you're streaming to no viewers, says Jennifer? But then who are you? Are you just a ghost? Are you not viewing? Well, commenting? How does that work, Jennifer? How can you be not a viewer but also commenting? What's up with that? I don't think that's a thing. You could at least say 1. Did you know you're streaming to 1 viewer? Ghost viewers, they're all, I mean, do they count? If they're ghosts, they're still viewing, technically. You know, it still counts. YouTube is such a funny place. I've never had, and I don't think I remember, maybe it's been a while, like I'm in 5 years now, where I've had people come in on Twitch and be like, here, let me tell you your view count. Like, thanks, I guess. But YouTube, I get that at least once a week. Someone comes in and be like, your view count isn't the correct one that I've decided you should have. Did you know that? Thanks, I guess. I don't know if they're trying to be mean, if they're trying to be helpful. I don't know what the purpose is to tell me my view count. I have all my view counts turned off, specifically because I don't want to know how many people are watching, right? Like there are times where I've got a lot of people watching. There are times where I've got, you know, less people, and it stresses me out either way. So I just turned it all off. No point in doing it. It's yeah. So let's I'm gonna switch over to the reaction. This is what we're gonna be doing. It's a video by The Minimalists. Well, it's a TED Talk is what it is, and it's by a group called The Minimalists, and the Minimalists are apparently like that's kind of their thing. They talk about minimalism, but specifically from a content creator perspective, they are content creators, and they went on a content creator fast. Like they legit just like what happens, and this is I think one of the concerns for people like us, for content creators. What happens when you're like, I feel a sense of conviction that I'm supposed to do a fast, that I'm supposed to be, doing something that because I got addiction, or I'm spending too much time on it, or because I'm too worried about the view count, or a million other things, and so it's getting into my head. It's it's stressing me out. It's a spiritual issue. It's a mental health issue. Like I need a fast, and then somewhere deep down you've got someone like, well, what if but aren't I a content creator? Like, shouldn't I be putting it out there? They say consistency is important. And so what'll happen? These guys did that. They actually stopped streaming, or stopped content creating, or something. I don't know. I read the summary and it looked really interesting. So they stopped for a while, and this is I'm not going to give it away, but they had a distinct reaction. Things happened, and they so I want to learn from that, because I think it's important to us as creators to be able to kind of go, yeah, it's a thing. No, they're not coming from a Christian perspective. They're coming more from a mental health, more of a like psychological mindset thing. But I think it still applies. So that's what I want to do today. If you guys have any questions, you have any comments, you wanna talk along, you wanna ask about stuff, or react, please do. Yesterday, this morning's, they demonetized my stream from yesterday because I was reacting to a TED talk, and I'm like, okay, like it's not like I get a bunch of money from my lives, but it is kind of annoying that it's like, well, no, it was transformative content. I was commenting along with it. It was part of a whole thing, but whatever, it's fine, and we'll do it again today. That's what matters. Or it's more important that we share what it is, like the actual content, than worry about the 3 cents I could make. Okay, let's go. Man, I missed my pause button. I used to have a pause button on my keyboard, and now I no longer do. I have to do it with my hand. It's awful. Good day, warrior. Hope you're well. Okay, let's hit this thing. That was the volume.
Would your life be better with less social media clutter? Let's find
out. Yes, the answer is yes. I like the title of this. Scrolling is the new smoking. I heard somewhere back ages ago, they said sitting is the new smoking, right? Which is kind of true, because, you look at, what is the major health concern of people that are, way back then? Well, people were smoking, and that's really bad for them. And it's something that they can prevent easily by not doing it, right? Same thing with sitting is the new smoking. It's like, well, you could just get up and move around, man. Like it's a problem. Got my tooth extracted today. Oh, you cracked a tooth, bro. Did that hurt? You've been eating some popcorn kernels? There's things out there, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. You go to the dentist, like, oh, did you know that your tooth is exploded? Oh, did it? Interesting. No. So yeah, scrolling is the new smoking, which is interesting. That's a very interesting title. I'm not sure it's quite the same, but it's definitely like, is it addictive? Yes. Is it bad for you? Yes. Does it affect your future? Yes. Can you stop doing it? Yes. So I mean, there is some arguments to be made. Okay, let's keep going.
Now, my name is Ryan Nicodemus, and these are my friends.
Sorry, I just noticed. Look at this poor girl.
Would your life be better with less social?
Right there. She's sitting right there. What a terrible seat she's been given. Not even get the face the right way. And there's someone next to her. What the heck?
Social media clutter? Let's find out. My name is Ryan Nicodemus, and these are my friends, Joshua Fields Milburn and TK Coleman. Together, we run a simple living collective known as the Minimalists. Over the last 15 years, through our podcasts, films, books, and live events, we have helped millions of people understand what it means to live a meaningful life with less stuff, fewer distractions, less clutter, less physical clutter, sure, but also less digital clutter.
There's a lot of different kinds of clutter. You know what I mean? Like if you remember it, we talked about, kind of my back wall here. It was just a sea of stuff, right? Just stuff upon stuff, shelves upon shelf, all sorts of Ted and Fargo. Yeah, why not? Ted and Fargo. What's wrong with that? And so like removing all that stuff, it's still in a bin, just like out there. I've just got 2 or 3 bins of just junk that I had lying around, which it was cool, whatever. I'm not much of a keepsake type guy. I have that up there because it makes me, I think it's like kind of cool looking, but not like a ton of it is super critical and important to me. But it's, I have the stuff that is clutter. You have mental clutter. You have like clutter in your schedule. You have clutter at work. Some people, when they work, their room gets progressively messier. Mine does. When your mental health isn't right, your environment gets messier. Your body gets messier. Like your environment and the stuff that you do and the things that you're connected to is going to change depending on how you feel and depending on what you're involved in, obviously. But the clutter implies that you shouldn't be there, right? It's stuff that doesn't need to be there. What was that lady's name a while back who she did this doesn't spark joy? That touch everything in your house and see if it sparks joy. And if it does, then keep it. And if it doesn't, throw it away. That was sort of like the hardcore, right? The hardcore I was gonna say they have 100 people. 100,000 people is a lot. Yeah, like I get it. It's not perfect, not a perfect system. Where you touch everything in your house and you're like, okay, that this frying pan, this whatever, this letter, this magazine. But like, we for a long time at our house we did something called Fly Lady. Fly Lady is a system where how do you keep your house clean? What do you need to do every day? What do you need to do every week? What do you need to do every month? And it gives you like a checklist. And so you go take your checklist and then it's like, okay, what haven't you done? Go around the house and like, are there letters that you don't want anymore? Flyers you don't want anymore? Like, why are you keeping those? Throw them out. Today's the day you throw them all out. You haven't used them. Go to your closet. What haven't you worn in the last year? Get rid of it because it doesn't need to be there. You clearly don't like it, things like that. And it was good. It was it's a good reminder that you don't need to keep everything, right? And like, especially if you're not using it ever. I have a box of wires of things that I just kind of keep around. And there have been times where I've been like, I'm glad I kept that because, I used it. But honestly, most of the time it's just junk lying around. Just junk. Well, help me when I was learning to keep house. Yeah, exactly. You learn that there's a system. You learn that you don't have to do it all in one day. You don't have to be miserable about it. You can stop and then come back tomorrow. Yeah, there's a lot of really good things about Fly Lady.
That clutter that emanates from our phones, televisions, laptops, tablets, smartwatches, and all of our other glowing screens. And all of this is really ironic because we have reached more and more people during our pursuit of less. In fact, just 18 months ago, we wrapped up our most successful year ever.
That's right. In 2023, through our social media posts alone, we reached 500 million people. We garnered more than 200 million views, and we surpassed 4 million followers. Sounds impressive, right? I mean, maybe, but what do we do when we reach these milestones? Do we celebrate and express our gratitude? No. Instead, we asked, how do we get more? What would it take to get to, 10 million followers? Can we reach 1 billion people next year? How do we get more views, more likes, more?
It's starting to sound like maximum.
I had a box of wires, music equipment, started a new box last year. Was ready to donate the old box knowing I hadn't needed it in a year. You just buy a new whatever. Yeah, and some of them are at the dollar store and they're not even that bad. That's an interesting thing from a content creator perspective. It is Taco Tuesday. We are wearing a taco shirt, so we talk about it from a content creator perspective. But has it ever occurred to me, has it ever occurred to you, that idea of being content with and thankful for the size that you are? We are often told, how many viewers do you have? Well, I have this many, which isn't enough, right? What is enough? How big is enough? Well, what's your number? Because if you just start streaming, say, then your number is affiliate, and if you are affiliate, your number is partner, and if your number is partner, then it's like what do they call it? The next level partner, the thing that, where you, and then you connecting with other folks, and then 1,000, et cetera, like just a million things that are, that a million levels of things that you want to achieve. And are you ever content with what you have? It is actually a difficult thing to be content. You know what I mean? That if you look at your numbers and you're able to go, that's enough. So I wonder if you feel like maybe you'd lose your edge, or maybe you'd lose your desire to grow, or it'll take away the pressure of content creation. Like if you ever kind of go, yeah, that's enough, I'm good. This is as many people as I need to reach. I can't even fathom that thought, because it's always, at least for me anyway, there's always pressure to hopefully get the video out and have it do better, get the stream out, do the stream, have more people come in, have some folks who are get to meet new folks, all that stuff. And James got a point, right? We're all naturally kind of greedy. We all want more stuff. Are we ever satisfied? Satisfaction, I think, requires discipline. It requires us to actually go, I choose to have to not want more. I don't think it's just going to happen, right? Trying to get bigger is a game. Does it matter? Sometimes I feel, well, and that's right for me anyway. I have a hard time not seeing my success, or connecting my relationship with God, my relationship to my ministry, my success, how much I'm honoring God, to numbers. For me, it's, and I know it's not quite the same, but it also is. Like, I would feel like if my entire ministry was to like 2 people, and that's it, and I was just calling, those 2 people, but I was saying I was a content creator, and I was saying that I was on the internet, and I was trying to do discovery, but I was like, well, 2 people is great. That's all I need. I don't think that would be correct. But at the same time, always being like, that's not enough, that's not enough, that's not enough, that's not enough, is also kind of not being thankful for the people that do show up, right? Like, the people that are there, if like, well, it's just Ukulele and Warrior and, and Jones isn't even here. He's off doing something else. Well, what is the point of streaming today? I think that's a bad thought, right? What level of people do I need for those people to be valuable to me? That's a dangerous thing. Sometimes James says, sometimes we have to appreciate what we have because it may cause us to lose everything. And that's true too. Like, if you don't, not yet. Hey, Jones is still here. But like, so, yeah, I mean, and if you don't appreciate the people that you have, to James's point, you could offend them and be like, well, you don't care about us. You're not here for us. You're not talking to us. You're waiting for some magic number of people to show up. And once you get your magic number of people, then what? Right? That's one of the reasons I have viewers off. Because if it's too low, whatever too low means, I'm like, man, I suck. And if it's too high, whatever too high is, I'm stressed out. So like, what number is the right number? I don't even think I could tell you what the right number is. Is it 1,000? Is it 70? Is it 24? Right? What is the number that my brain would be happy with? And I don't think it's possible, which, to their point, is, if you get to these milestones and think good things are happening and whatnot, can you just kind of go, that was cool, and be thankful? Or do you always have to be like, well, what's next? And I am a what's next guy. Maybe that shouldn't be something I'm so big on. But I also think that for me anyway, like for me, not for everybody, but for me, I have a vested interest in quote unquote success because my finances are connected to it, right? Like if I'm not quote unquote successful and growing and showing fruit and demonstrating, effective ministry and effective care for people, then, it's like, well, we're not going to pay you anymore because you're not doing your job. And then I have to go find a different thing to do, which just makes it even more complicated in my mind anyway. Ukulele says, it is the same thing as letting go of that box of old equipment. Do I trust God to provide what I need no matter what, or am I trying to save my own self? Yeah. Are you content? It's a good one, right? Are you content with the pace at which God is growing you? Are you content with the way that the people are responding? Are you the work that you're doing? Hello, Dimas. The work that you're doing, as it's, if it's growing slowly or incrementally, or you're meeting people, or maybe you're in a training phase. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. Like, what phase are you in? Maybe you're in a training phase. You're just practicing. That's a good thing. You shouldn't have 1,000 people. You'd screw it up, right? God's got you in a place where you need to get better at it. And so therefore you're practicing, and that's a good thing. So being discontent there isn't good, because you would actually be in trouble if you got bigger. In the same way, like, if you, like, what is it? Where are you in your mind of can I trust that where God has me now is where I need to be? And that comes down to asking the question, am I being faithful with what I have? Just with what I have. Am I showing up? Am I doing what I can? Am I watching my spirit? Am I caring for the people that God has in front of me? Am I taking the responsibility of my the responsibilities of the community that I have? Am I fulfilling them? Like, that matters, and doesn't matter what the size is. That's how you chart, right? It is, are you caring for what you have? I should change that alert. That is definitely the wrong alert. I need to change that. All right, what do you guys have to say there? They're minimalists.
Maximalism, isn't it?
It's maximalism. It's consumerism too. You see, consumerism is the ideology that acquiring more will make you happy. Of course, it never works, and so we keep trying to get more. More. That's the problem with consumerism. It is never enough. And that's where we were at the start of last year. Even though we had plenty, we wanted more. Turns out we were on the brink of digital consumerism. But then this guy stopped by our podcast studio in Hollywood. This is Cal Newport. He's a computer scientist at Georgetown. He's the author of Digital Minimalism, and he has never used social media. When he stopped by our show, we told him about our little dilemma of more, and Ryan, he helped us better understand some of the real problems with social media.
That's right. Did you all know that the average person spends nearly 2 hours a day on social media?
That's adorable. Just yesterday it was 7. Seen a Netflix documentary on how companies sell you more and all the junk that gathers in third world countries. Oh, dude. Yeah. Like, we talk about fast fashion and fast whatever. I think it's specifically social media, right? Like, Netflix isn't social media, and video games aren't social media, and, et cetera, et cetera. Just specifically social media. I can get that. I can get behind that. But yeah, you're right. And all the digital junk, like all the insanity that is because of consumerism, it just dumped elsewhere. You're right. But speaking of clutter, like, all this has emotional clutter too, like all the digital stuff and all the social media. We were talking about this yesterday, so I won't rehash it, but like, the amount of stuff that you're learning, the amount of stuff that you're seeing, and the amount of stuff that's happening in front of you, and that, all the funny, and then the sad, and then the interesting, and then you're just like, they're nonstop. You're always jumping from thing to thing. Where's all that stuff going? It'd be kind of like walking through like a mall or walking through a market and with a basket and just grabbing one of everything and throwing it into your basket, right? Like, okay, cool, thank you, cool. And by the time you get to the other side, you got this mess of stuff, and you don't even remember what's in the basket. You're looking at the basket going, okay, I wonder what I got. And unfortunately, if you're anything like me, the basket has a hole in it. And so you end up getting to the end and you're like, I don't even remember what I was doing for the last 3 hours, right? That stuff, that's like emotional clutter, but you felt it. You felt the sad, and you felt the angry, and you felt the happy, you felt the funny, you felt the concern, you felt the jealousy, you felt all those emotions for the course of that, however long you were surfing. And that is all going to create some emotional clutter. Average apparently includes people who are in a coma. Well, 2 hours social media. How much time do you spend on Instagram? Does that count? I don't know. I don't know what they're qualifying in social media. But let's just go with it, I suppose.
And some of the real problems with social media.
That's right. Did you all know that the average person spends nearly 2 hours a day on social media? Did you know that people who use social media for more than 2 hours a day are nearly 3 times more likely to be diagnosed with depression?
So that again, that's cause and effect, or is that causation versus, well, how's that, what's brain work? What's cause and, causation, correlation, right? The is it correlation or is it causation? Does scrolling social media for extended periods of time cause depression, or do people who have depression scroll more, right? Causality or causation is not necessarily the same as correlation. And so I don't know, you'd have to go deeper into this, but regardless, the people who are depressed or the people who are feeling worse, one of the ways that they're compensating or coping is through social media. I don't know. I think social media probably does contribute to depression because you're seeing a bunch of miserable stuff, depending on what you're seeing. If you're always jealous of the people that are on there because they look better, sound better, have more money, then yeah, that's going to suck. If you're looking at and you're mad all the time, like the news is making you mad and everything about the world making you mad or scared, you're going to be more depressed. Like all that, whatever you're getting out of it is if it's, assuming it's non-entertainment and it's not funny or whatever stuff, which isn't always, you're going to see the world in a different way. I'd say it's a bit of a cycle. They probably are. You're probably right.
Did you know that social media use is linked to a 40% higher risk of sleep problems?
I completely agree with that one. If I look at my phone before bed, I can't sleep. I know that. But I still do it sometimes. Like, why do I do it?
Did you know that 46% of adolescents say that social media use makes them feel worse about their body image, and 60% of users say that it negatively affects their self-esteem?
I think everybody would agree, especially young people, right? Especially young people looking at the everybody's airbrush. I say airbrush like I'm a grandpa. Photoshopped. Everybody is using filters. Everybody's got, only showing one side. You're looking at people, especially ones who get pushed by the algorithm, who are very talented or very fit or very beautiful or very rich or very successful or very popular. Like they are very something. What's up, Games with Hersey? Good to see you. They are very, very of whatever it is. And so if you look at those and you have a sense of jealousy or you sense of inferiority or whatever, you feel bad about yourself, then whatever version of that, like I should have more money, that person's richer than me, I'm jealous. I feel bad about my body, therefore I'm looking at all these pretty people. I feel gross. There are people on there that have more friends than me. I feel lonely, but they all have friends, and look at them all hang out. I feel bad, right? It doesn't lend you to I would say most people, it doesn't lend you to feeling better about yourself, right? It makes you comparative, right? Comparative. And then comparison destroys your contentment. Have I heard about Islam? Yeah, I think in passing. I think it came up once or twice in the news on occasion.
Man, that's heavy.
I totally agree. But maybe we can lighten the mood with a little humor. Check out this clip from comedian Hannah Jones, who clarifies the problem by discussing her frustrating relationship with social media.
Hey, sorry I didn't respond sooner. I spend 5 to 7 hours a day consuming advertiser-funded short-form video content that performs algorithmically on the basis of how well it can provoke an emotional response from its viewers, meaning that I have what would be considered throughout most of history to be a full-time job where my nervous system just gets milked like a cow, rendering me completely unable energetically to nurture the relationships that bring me joy in my life, and essentially giving myself type 2 ADHD.
That's a little on the nose, bro. But yeah, she's not wrong. That's the thing. She's not wrong. What's weird about it is, James, we're not talking about that right now, right? That's like, it is an AMA. I say I'll interrupt for important stuff, but that is an extremely different question. Let's save that for another time. So the thing is, and my immediate reaction is to look at this and go, I agree. And everybody who watches it agrees, and everybody understands, like, oh, that's so funny. But does your knowledge of it change your behavior towards it? Right? Or do you feel like you're the exception? This is, you know, like, oh, it's not me. They're not milking me. They're not giving me ADHD. They're not making me miserable. They're not making me more depressed. They're not making me lose sleep. I'm special, right? You kind of like, are you though? Like, are you superhuman, somehow beyond the ability to be affected by the algorithm and all the stuff you're watching? Or are you just like ignorant or have your head completely in the sand and in denial? Like, it's not gonna, you know, it's not gonna help. Documentary, very monotone narrator before bed and I'm out in 5. I can't do that. I can't do that. If I have anything on with words, I will listen to it. That will captivate me. I can't not do it. She did start with, sorry I haven't got back to you. I feel like this needs to be a meme where we can send people when we forget to respond. Well, and that's kind of the point, right? Is that she's not in control. Like, I'm sorry I didn't control my time, control my relationships, prioritize you because I was being milked for my attention, my money, my information, all the rest of that stuff by a system designed to keep me addicted to it. And in that, I am stuck. And so therefore, even though I care about you, even though I'm supposed to connect with you, even though I was supposed to do that, I can't because I am captivated by this machine that is driving me towards, you know, the loss of reality and into this fictional world so that they can just grab, you know, I don't know what they want. Money, I suppose. That's it. You know, like it's definitely, it affects your relationship.
I mean, it's funny when we look at it like this, but it raises an important question. What are you seeking out? Is it trauma and pain and suffering and anxiety and anger?
That's we talked about doom scrolling yesterday, right? Doom scrolling, which is by definition, according to what I looked up online, when you go and seek that stuff out, you're trying to be miserable, you're trying to be sad, you're trying to be like the intention is to make yourself feel worse. I don't understand it. I don't doom scroll. I actively avoid things that try to make me feel bad, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of people who will do it. But it does. It attracts you to it for sure. But at the same time, it captivates you and keeps you.
If so, you've come to the right place because social media is great at making us feel those unpleasant emotions. But it's also true that social media, it's not going anywhere anytime soon. So what do we do about it, TK?
Well, towards the end of our conversation with Cal Newport, he encouraged us to embark on a 30-day digital declutter, where we completely eliminate social media from our lives for a month just to see what might happen.
So here's a question. Cal Newport doesn't use social media and gives a suggestion to stop using social media for 30 days to see what will happen. So the question is, do we consider him to be wise because he doesn't use social media? Or like, why are we listening to him? I assume it's because he's educated and all the rest of that stuff. Like, he has something to say. But like, if you've never experienced social media, if you're not in social media, you don't really understand what's going on there, give that kind of advice. I'll answer my own question with yes, I believe so. Right? I don't need to know what it's like to be at, you know, a dive bar or try heroin or, you know, like cheat on my spouse for me to give the advice to not do so. Like, you don't have to experience it, but you can, because you can see the results. This guy is, you know, even if he doesn't have social media and he's looking at all these people, it's like, wow, you guys are really depressed. What do you do? Oh, I look at memes all the time. Oh, you know, you look broke as heck. What do you do? Well, I you know, buy whatever the internet tells me to buy that tells me I'll be happy, right? It's like, you are like, he can from the outside go, I see you guys are in real trouble and I can see the connection. So I would say that yes, he from the outside can say to the people who are on the inside of the social media problem that he sees a problem, maybe better than others. Because we see it, the internet has two sides, one full of knowledge, the other side full of blood. Well, and that's the thing, right? Like, you could argue, well, no, I'm on it because I want to entertain myself, because I want to support people that, you know, content creators, because I'm learning stuff, because I'm trying to be informed about the world, because, you know, whatever. Here's a dozen reasons that are good, you know, but at the same time, you are also part of the machine. Like, you're still engaging with the machine. And I think it's ignorant, maybe foolish, to think that we are smarter than the machine, right? That we are more intelligent, we are more capable, we have more self-control than this massive algorithm, like AI brain that is putting all of its effort into keeping us on the app. Like, we're like, well, we're different, and I don't think that's true. I don't need to never jump in the shark-infested water to know not to jump in it. Yeah, exactly.
But of course, we are the minimalists. So 30 days kind of felt like amateur hour. We decided to make it a real challenge. What if the minimalists, at the peak of our reach and success, walked away from social media for a whole year? Would it bring us more peace? Would it ruin our business? Could we be successful without it?
So that is the question that I think is that we're asking today as content creators, right? So we don't have, I don't know, maybe you do, but I don't, 4 million followers, right? I don't. But when it comes to put down my phone for an hour, put down my phone for a day, don't look at the comments, don't look at look at the analytics, don't try to engage with it, don't post when you're supposed to post, don't make the video this week, like all that the drive, the grind that we talk about as content creators, like just stop, just don't do it, right? It's so against our training and our nature and what we've been told to do, and we're constantly reminded by YouTube, by Instagram, by TikTok, by every content creator that consistency is the most important thing. Consistency is the most important thing. You have to be consistent, which means that if I stop for a little while, what if I take a break? What if I have momentum? I can't just stop. Then you'll get chewed up and spit out by the platform, and then you'll never be able to grow again. That's what they tell you. So there's a borderline fear. Although we have seen what happens. I keep going back to like Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie and Markiplier and Justine and like all these big content creators 5, 6, 7, 8 years ago, or whenever around the first apocalypse was, and they hit it hard, like they were putting out a video or two every day. They were editing and they were working and they were coming up with stuff and they were doing collabs and just like nonstop, and they didn't quit for day after day after day after day. They didn't, didn't have a girl, didn't have, nothing. Like it was like, this is all I'm doing. And then you find out that, all of a sudden they're gone. You're like, where are you? And you get the note, well, I hated doing it for the last entire year. I hated the content. I hated what I was having to do. I didn't want to play the game. I was feeling bad about myself. I was having really terrible thoughts. I was resentful. I was exhausted. I didn't have, my diet was ruined. Like I was absolutely miserable. And you're like, well, you had a bazillion viewers though. Like that's why I kept going, because I have all these viewers, and I was told if I stop, they'll go away. And so therefore I was, didn't want that to happen. But I was feeling terrible the whole time. And then they take a break. Or like, I'm not going to be here for a year. Gone. And then they just leave. And you're like, wow, that's crazy. But they didn't leave because they wanted to. They left because their body gave out from underneath them. I think of my daughter watches a creator. What is her name? Anyway, she's like a humor. She's funny. She was really good. She actually ended up with I think cancer, and she had to leave. Right? She came on and she's like, I got cancer, so I'm not going to be around for a while. I'll be back in 3 months, 6 months, or whatever she said. After the treatment, and I'll check in on you guys. And she's gone for like 2.5 years. Comes back one day, and just out of nowhere, she's like, all of a sudden there's a video, and she's like, I really liked it. I liked not posting. I liked not being out there and having to, do all this stuff. It was so great. I didn't want to come back. And it took 2.5 years for her to get to a place where she's like, I kind of want to go back and do it again. She's going to do it differently, but I kind of want to come back and do it again and see what it's like, but I'm going to come back on my own terms. All that to say, right, for content creators, just stopping All right, later, Jones. Hello, Magic and Twilight. Good to see you. Right? For us as content creators to just kind of quit is bananas. We don't want to be forced to quit by our bodies, our minds, our, like whatever else. Like go hit burnout. I've hit burnout. It sucks. Don't recommend it. So you have to do things to make sure you don't hit burnout, right? But as content creators, how do you do, especially ones who are part-time? Like if you go to work and the only time you can do content is after work or on the weekend or use your spare time, that's even more so. So if you were to get success and then quit, what would happen? That's what I want to know. What happened to them when they did quit at this peak? Like what actually happened? Trying to advise someone about burnout. So I've hit burnout twice. I would say 2.75 times. I basically hit it again in September this last year. So I've hit it full on 3 times. And the way that I know that I've hit burnout is because I'm unable to function anymore. Like I physically can't get out of bed. I physically can't make myself turn on. Usually I'm pretty good at that. Like that's one of the things that I have. I can keep going. I can take a licking and keep on ticking. You can be really mean to me. You can be horrible. The job can be terrible, blah, and I keep going. I keep showing up. I keep doing the thing. I may not be getting the strokes that I want, may not be doing what I want, but I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to do the research. I'm going to be able to put the effort in. I'm going to keep going. And, but then all of a sudden, like I'll be lying in bed and my body won't work anymore. Or I will be so emotionally exhausted I can't make myself pretend to be happy anymore, like on stream. The last one, what happened was I showed up on stream. I don't know if I deleted the bot or not, but like you can show up. I showed up on stream, something bad happens, and I'm like a wreck. And I think it's the first time I ever did it. I just looked right at everybody and I'm like, I can't do this. And I just turned it off. And I ended stream after like a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. And immediately got called, but contacted by the board. It's like, dude, there's something wrong with you. Yes, maybe take a break. Because it was trouble forming. Yes, my brain goes quickly, but at the same time, when I'm really burnt out, thinking is hard. I don't have memory. My joints hurt. My stomach hurts. I have I lose my appetite or I binge eat like that. Like I'm completely wrecked. Yeah, I rage quit the stream. Exactly what I did, which isn't like me, right? Like I can push through. I can make it happen. I can pretend. I can feel pretty crappy and come on here and go, hey. But you could actually see if you go back and look at my content from say January last year until September, you will see more and more like breaks, more and more times that I turn on like my VTuber, my PNG tuber model. You can see where the content isn't creative. There's no reaction. There's no talking. There's no subject. It's just me showing up. That happened more and more and more and more. And what ended up happening to me because of, as I'm doing that, my numbers start going down. My engagement starts going down. The people who are, really seriously committed to me, I would say me, what we're doing here, are like, like, this is like, you're not doing, like there isn't value, like you're just showing up. And so they, people start leaving, people start, and it just, and it wasn't because I quit, I was still going. The issue was that while I was going, I was miserable, trying to rally, trying to make it happen, but feeling terrible. Like there were points where I couldn't stand up. My knees hurt, my legs hurt, my joints hurt, my body hurts. I have to sit down. Like there's nothing left inside of me. I try to navigate that, right? I try to navigate it by making myself aware, by forcing Sundays to be off, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But I also know that for me, I love content creation. I do. I love content creation. I love it. I love hanging out with the community. I love streaming. This is the only time I get to play video games, like almost ever, right? And so it's like being on here is great. I feel more effective. I feel more like myself. I feel like I'm helping the world. Like we're doing cool things. It's really neat. But then, but then it also is incredibly stressful, especially when things aren't going well. It's hard. It's really, really hard. So I'm very curious if we hit, if this channel was at 4 million followers and we had, like all kinds of people watching, and I was just like, and now no more. What would that do? What would that do?
To find out for ourselves.
Yeah, so we left social media for a whole year. But that's just the beginning of the story. Here's the rest. TK, do me a favor. Take a look at these photos. What do these people have in common?
They're all respected and admired for their talent.
Talent? Yeah, that's right. What else?
They're all famous.
Fame? Okay. What else?
Aha. They don't have social media.
Bingo! They're all successful even though they don't have social media.
A little unfair. Because they have publicists. Okay? They are products, and they have teams that go out to make sure that they are seen. They are in magazines. They have pictures. They often will have Instagram. They will have fan Instagrams, or they will have people that are in charge of making sure that they have stuff to say, right? They don't in themselves engage on X or take selfies or whatever. They don't do that, but their fan accounts do, and there are people taking pictures, and they are in TMZ, and they have photos everywhere. So it's a little disingenuous, right? Things that bring the money have social media. Exactly. Of course they are on press tours. Like, are you saying they don't do press tours? They don't go on TV? They don't go on, they don't get interviewed by, Rolling Stones? They don't do that? What are you talking about? Of course they do. For us normies, our version of that is Facebook, is Instagram, is, I don't get to go be on the, David Letterman show, but I can make a video and put it on YouTube, right? It's not different. That is I think it's disingenuous to use that as an example because it's not quite true. And there are celebrities who are active on social media whose success isn't hurt by it, but the question is their mental health and whatever. Because there's some people that just they say dumb stuff and then they get canceled or whatever. But yeah, it's not one-to-one that if you're off social media, then you are going to be successful. And it is not that people who are off social media have zero presence online. They clearly do, right? Well, here's a great example. I can't remember her name, but she had that Gene commercial that she did. You tell me that she wasn't on social media? Like, the entire planet was talking about what she was in, what she had did, what she had said. She was being interviewed, being called, people trying to find out her opinion. The companies were talking, everybody was talking about her. And that was all social media. That was all TV. So no, it is not. That is not fair. That is not fair. I'll back up a little bit to see if they're going to say anything. Apparently about stuff putting God first, leading me to places. Get wisdom about streamers' life in case one day God says go. Yeah, rock and roll. That's what Taco's all about, man. We're happy to help. If you need anything, we have a class coming up. I'd be curious about that. All right. Hey, Hannah, good to see you.
They're all successful even though they don't have social media.
What about this photo?
Oh, that's Sydney Sweeney.
Oh, come
That's
on,
her
man. You
name.
know she's got social media.
I know, but for some reason she just kept showing up in my algorithm.
Ah, that makes sense because some platforms use eye tracking data. They use eye tracking data to keep tabs on you. They watch how you interact. Your front-facing camera, it's looking back at you. It pays attention to what you look at, how long you look at something, how quickly you notice certain things, and even if you come back to look again.
That's all true. Not quite the way he's saying, like the camera isn't engaged while you're on Facebook, but there is VR sets that track your eyeballs, but also keep that information. What you do with your thumb, how often you click, whether you scan up, scan down, like all that stuff is tracked. They are keeping track of all that stuff. Like it's not an exaggeration to say what he's saying, but they do have so Sydney Sweeney, that's a great example, right? All of a sudden she comes up in your algorithm randomly. You could be like, everything I do is, completely clean and pure and whatever. And then all of a sudden there's Sydney Sweeney. And if you go, wow, that's cool, and you look at it for 3 more seconds than usual, that is tracked. That's like, okay, let's send 1 more of those, see what happens. That's one of the dangers from a pastoral Christian perspective of the social media thing and of the algorithm, is that it is consistently, no matter how hard you try to keep your algorithm pure and clean and trying to, tell it to only feed you what you want, it will continuously try to drag you into the muck, because that is what social media delivers best, and it's what creates the most engagement, and it's what creates the most addiction, right? So you might be sitting there going, well, I only want encouraging stuff, and it'll throw you controversial stuff. It'll throw you, things that you can get upset with, that you get mad at, that'll divide you into a segment. It'll throw you stuff like every now and again, like, hey, what about this? Here's some, here's a person that isn't your spouse that and you're supposed to, okay, well, maybe I'll look for a couple seconds more, and then all of a sudden it starts feeding you that kind of stuff. Now you are more grumpy, now you are more controversial, now you're looking at stuff you shouldn't look at, and you're like, well, it's not my fault. Like, it is absolutely true that it tracks you, and it's trying to pull you into the muck. And if you don't think it is, and you're the only one whose algorithm is perfectly pure and completely holy, you're crazy. A very church camp leader. It does. It feels very prepared.
All of this helps them figure out exactly what grabs your attention and what keeps you engaged.
So in a real sense, social media knows us better than we know ourselves. So if you keep seeing the same things, or people, or body parts in your feed, it might be because your behavior is asking for more, even if you aren't.
I can't tell you how many times I've been told by my kids or by people, just keep watching. I said, I don't like TikTok. I go on TikTok and it is all garbage. It's all things that are extra extreme and sexual and rude and news and terrible and like, wow. I don't like anything that's on there. And the response from my children is just keep looking at it and saying you don't like it. Eventually it'll learn what you do like and you'll get good stuff. And I'm like, that sounds like you're saying, here's a meal. I know it's got poop all over it, but if you just keep scraping the poop away, then eventually you'll get to, whatever's on the plate. And I'm like, well, I don't want to spend all that time scraping poop away. And then every now and again, it comes over and it like serves you like a dollop of poop and goes, do you like poop yet? That sounds terrible. I'm not going to that restaurant. And yet that's the advice, right? Just gear the algorithm. You look through the poop, say you don't like it. I don't know, man. Especially when it comes to like agreeing with what he just said. And that is, it tracks you so carefully that your instinct, your biological instincts, or the things that you are predisposed to, or the stuff that like if you grew up in a grumpy house, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, it's like that's the kind of thing that connects with you. You're gonna stay there longer, even if you don't necessarily want to. It knows you pretty good.
Knows what you're tempted to click on, even if you don't click on it. It knows what you're attracted to, even when you make the decision to avoid it.
Yep, that's absolutely true. Yep, that's true. I kind of thought that, says Magic and Twilight. I'm learning a good group of people around you might be able to keep one encouraged. It's up to that person if they listen to those good friends trying to help you stay on track with your original goal. Yeah, And there's an old saying, what was it? That show me your friends and I'll show you your future, or something like that. And it's very much the people that are in your life and the people that you are hanging around with are going to affect your perception. Absolutely true. That's in scripture. You know, good character, bad character ruins good character, whatever. Like, just who you hang around with is going to affect you. That's true with people, but it's also true social media wise. What you watch and who you listen to and the stuff it's feeding you is also changing your character, whether you like it or not. Like, if you hang around with people IRL that are racist, you're like, well, I'm not racist, but they're, you know, that's just one of their things. You're going to, like it or not, going to hear stuff that is going to alter your opinions, and you will have to fight to not be part of the group. Like, it's just, that's just how humans work. We want to please, we want to be with, we want to be accepted, we want to be loved, we want to be given when we speak, we want our opinion to be validated, things like that. And so therefore we will alter ourselves in subtle ways that we may not even notice. And then later, when someone from outside of our group, right, comes in, like say we come home after a semester at school, or we go and meet an old friend, all of a sudden that old friend's like, you're different. And you're like, well, what do you mean I'm different? Well, you seem like, I noticed the way you're reacting to people, or the way that you said that, or the way that you know, the humor that you use now is like way different than what it was before. And it's like, well, you don't notice that you've changed, and that person does. Why? Because they haven't seen you for a while. It is absolutely true that your character will change. Yeah, like you said, bad company corrupts good morals. Yeah, exactly. Just read that this morning, Proverbs 13:20, walk with the wise and become wise. Yeah, like the Psalm 1, right? Be careful where you walk, be careful who you sit with, be careful who you hang out with, right? Do you want to grow, or do you want to imbibe in death? Diamond said, got a few dark humor videos on Insta from a friend, and the algorithm was convinced for like a week that I'm some sort of extremist. Yeah, and it doesn't take much. That's the thing. It doesn't take much. And I know that, because for me, like, I remember I was on TikTok, and I was looking through some stuff, and I did use the algorithm, and I saw a woman who was jumping rope, right? And I mean, she was going nuts. Like, she was really good at jumping rope. Cool, very cool. And I'm like, that was cool. And I flick, and then the algorithm didn't take that as, wow, that was really cool and athletic of that person to do that to music. It was, oh, you like that? Pretty girls doing stuff? Here's 10 more. And it wasn't talent. It wasn't exceptional. It was just, oh, let's feed you some of this stuff to see if that's what you want now. It was immediate. It was so quick that it wanted me to be like everyone else. If you look at the ads that I get, or that anybody gets, they know your age, they know your location, they know et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And, or pretty boys, exactly, thirst trap good dudes. Yep. And they'll be like, well, since you're in your 45, or since you're, XYZ, you must be discontent with, or you must be sick, or you must be, looking towards retire, like all these things, because everyone who is your age likes that here, and I'm thankful that God has made me into a weirdo, but they keep trying to serve it up. They keep trying to serve it up. And it's not like I'm asking for it. They just want me to be that, probably because that's where a lot of it is, a lot of the content is, that's just what is there. And they have a lot more of it. And it's easier to find. Like, if you're like, okay, only find me encouraging things that make me feel better, that are always true and don't have bias, just feed me that, algorithm. It's like, where's it gonna find that? Like, it's not. And then I don't know, I get exhausted by it, because like I was trying to learn how to do shorts, and so I was on how to do shorts talk, and it was just literally how to do TikTok, and it's all it was. The same content, the same people saying the same thing over and over and over, until it wasn't just, how to do content, it was how to game the system. what tags, here's how to cheat the system. And I'm like, it wasn't long before it took, hey, how do you make a cool edit, or how do you use this software, turned into how to trick TikTok, how to trick viewers. And it was very quick, very quick. It's not meant to make you a better person. It's really not.
Creepy.
Yeah, that his whole feed is filled with Sydney Sweeney pictures. I agree.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. No, I'm talking about that eye tracking data stuff. It makes me feel so exposed.
Man, that's how I felt without all my social media apps on my phone. It's like I felt naked. But then I noticed all of these interesting, hidden habits, these terrible habits that were being reset in my own life. After a month without social media, I stopped twitching from my phone while waiting.
There's an image. Golly. That is an intense image. I don't know. Does anybody else get the magic cell phone that doesn't actually exist vibrate in your pocket? And you're like, wow, why did I feel it vibrate if it's not there? What's up with that? Do anybody else panic when they don't have their phone, like just for a minute? Like, oh, where's my phone? My family gets so mad at me because I will leave my phone. I'll put it upstairs and I'll walk downstairs and I'll be sitting there. And I'm like, where were you? We texted you. I'm like, I didn't want to look at my phone. Like, too bad. Like, it's just, and they're, wow, it had to be that. Well, what was it? Who was on fire? Who died? What exploded? And it's like, well, and it was never anything important. Never, right? And chances are it was something they could solve with a Google. Be out doing yard work with no phone and still feel it in your pocket. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. There's something wrong with that.
In lines at the grocery store, at restaurants. It's like being reset in my own life. After a month without social media, I stopped twitching from my phone while waiting in lines at the grocery store.
That is a hard thing for me to break. Maybe you do this too, and that is every time I'm bored or every time I have a moment, I train myself, like, I'll just grab my phone and take a look at it. And I know it's a problem. I knew it was a problem when I was looking at my phone and I had no reason to look at it. And I was just going left and right on the menus. Like, I'm looking at my phone. I'm like, I don't want to look at anything. I don't want to start anything. I don't want to like watch a video or watch a short. I'm trying to avoid that. But I'm going left and right on the menu just to make the shine in my eyeballs. Like, that is messed up. And when I started noticing that in myself, I think I saw it on someone else's video. We're talking about that. Somebody said it, just kind of look. Have you ever picked up your phone and just looked at it? There's a menu, even though there's no alerts or something, just so you can see your phone. And I'm like, that's messed up. And I was, right? And I'm like, that's not good for you. So I've been trying to leave it in my pocket, but I still have this whenever there's like a break or, my daughter, we're sitting there watching TV and it's like, well, I got to go to the bathroom. And it's like instinctually, I'm just like, where's my phone? I need to look at it for 10 seconds. Well, she's gone. And that's not good. It's not good. And yes, hello, Pastor Dewson. Thank you for being here. I didn't say hello, but it's nice to see you.
At restaurants, it's like, I felt the anxiety just drain from my body. After 3.
One of the arguments, though, and here's a question for you, is what if you lose contact? Right? This is actually something that I've struggled with, and that, I try to have this thing and I don't want to have it with me. I'm not going to bring it in the car. I'm going to go out and do a thing. I can't have it. But, you guys know that I live always consistently in emergency land. So there's always something terrible going to happen. So it's like, I need to have my phone on me so that I'm available when a bad thing happen. Right? It just needs to happen. And it means that, especially if my phone is set up to alert about stuff that isn't urgent. Right? If I get I can get a text on Discord that is just someone going, hello, I don't need to see that right now. I can see that whenever I want. But if I want to get the Discord, like, hey, the taco has an issue or whatever, then I have to have that on too. Like, it doesn't discern between urgent and non-urgent. And so therefore it's always going off with something, even if it isn't an emergency. So why do I have it on me? Because maybe someday it will be. What if I'm on the side of the road and I need to make a phone call? It is so important in my pocket. You know what I mean? Hello, Prince Theseus. Thank you for coming. I hope you're well. it's hard to make the argument to not have it with you at all times, but if it's with you at all times and it's a device designed to kind of suck you in with notifications and stuff, how do you avoid it? Is it unavoidable? I don't know. I want to know how they did that. Yeah, how did they get rid of the need for their families to get a hold of them?
After 3 months, something amazing happened. That glowing screen stopped following me into the bathroom. And after 6 months, I realized I had primed my friends and family to call or text, which deepened our relationship beyond the ephemera of comments and...
Okay, what? So they quit social media. I think that's the difference. They kept the phone, they kept the texting, they kept it as a communication device, but they didn't look at social media. They only used it for communication. I think that's what they're saying. Diamond says, since I started to listen to podcast audiobooks on my iPod, I feel like I don't have the urge to go check my phone so often. It's just a diversion tactic, but I think I use the time more productively. Well, it's definitely healthier, right? Yeah. It's kind of like the difference between, oh, thank you for the subscription, Minecraft Master. It's like in the evening when you're snacking. Like, should you be snacking? But like if you snack on carrot sticks or something else that's more healthy, that's better, right? Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It's better for you. It's more, maybe not productive. I don't think everybody needs to be productive all the time, but it's definitely better than, like, you're choosing the content. You're choosing that it's going to be something that kind of teaches you or whatever, as opposed to letting the algorithm feed your mind with whatever it feels like. I said this yesterday, and I think it's important to repeat. And that is, just remember, whenever you talk to somebody about what they're consuming, they will say, I saw it on TikTok, right? Where did you hear that? Where did you say? I saw it on TikTok. Who said it? I don't know. Can you go find it again? No, I don't know who said it. What do you search for? I don't know. I just heard it. They don't have any kind of reference for who said it. They don't know if that person was truthful. They don't know if that person has a good reputation, and they don't know their name. So as a content creator, it's like, I want you to know who I am, and I want you to come follow more of my stuff. But if it's on TikTok, they don't even see you as a person. They see you're just one of the many things on the platform. I heard it on TikTok. I saw it on Instagram. And I think that is a symptom, or at least it should be recognized, for us to kind of go, we are so uncritical of what we are looking at that we don't even consider the source anymore. We don't even think about the source. Like, the source is TikTok. Well, no, it's not. What if that person could be bad, right? You rated me on Rumble. I didn't even know you could do that on Rumble. Well, thank you for coming in. I appreciate that. Nice to see you. I don't get much on Rumble. I appreciate that. I don't actually, where's my Rumble thing? Where's my Rumble social stream? Rumble should be there. I don't know why that wasn't on. Maybe there's somebody on Rumble saying hello. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Very cool of you. Hacks are my downfall. Right? Yeah. Half of them don't work. Families are not even communicating within. They're always on their phones. We text each other in the house. No word of a lie. We text each other in our house. Jim says, Ninja, I like you covering these topics. I feel like I can join in how much I'm on my phone and don't want to be. So thanks. It's nice to know it's not just me. It's everybody. So I wish it wasn't. I wouldn't wish it on anyone. It is everybody. And the thing is, the device is extremely. Oh, thank you, Gator. The device is extremely insidious. And I think that's a really good word. Insidious. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. It's. And videos like this and what we did yesterday, the biggest, most important thing you can do is wake up to the fact that you need to be the one in control of the device and that it is trying to control you. And if you think you're in control, fast, right? That is, thanks for the follow. That is the most important thing that like, if I say to you, are you in control? And you say yes. And I say, okay, stop doing it for a day. Stop doing it for a week, right? And if I can't go to sleep without it. I can't wake up without it. I can't be by myself. I can't You know, I can't read a book. My brain just goes a million miles an hour. I can't shower without it. I have to have noise in the shower. Like, as a pastor, I have to say that is sick. There's a sickness there. There's a real problem. Bigger than insidious, right? Yeah, there you go. It's a problem. If you can't release the device, even while you're in the shower, even when you're in the like sitting across from a friend or sitting across from a family, if you can't release it for the 5 seconds in, you know, while there's a commercial on YouTube, if that is so compelling you, if it's so difficult for you to put down, then you are not in control, even if you believe you are. And if you can say, at least agree with the fact that these people are like, it, and so many others, it is controlling you and it's very good at it. If you're able to say, I agree, it is that powerful and it can be powerful over me, then at least that's a step in the direction of going, maybe I should treat it differently. You know what I mean? Maybe I should treat it differently. James in the Bible talks about how the tongue is a fire, right? And it's fire isn't bad. It's a good thing. The whole we'd all be dead if it wasn't for fire. We need it, but it's also a very dangerous thing that needs to be controlled, right? It can be something that you can cook food on and keep your house warm, and it'd be good, or it can burn down the forest and burn down your whole world and hurt people. Yeah, the issue isn't the fire. The issue isn't the tongue. The issue is the use thereof. In the same way, your phone, right? The issue isn't the phone. It's just a phone. It's just a little brick that glows and connects you to the internet. The question is use. How do you use it? And if you are out of control, then you need to bring that. Well, as Christian we'd say, bring that under the control of under God's control. Bring that under self-control. Use self-control. Can you? And if you can't, that's a problem. That's the challenge, right? That's what this whole challenge is. Can you put it down? Can you put it down? And if you can't, then it's controlling you. I can stop anytime I want. I just don't want to. Yeah, that's what you say. That's the addiction song. My friend lost his home yesterday due to fire. Can be really bad. I have no idea. Yeah, that's it, right? Comes out of nowhere, and well, that's, you don't know. So I have a friend who cheated on his spouse. Okay, so he was going through a bad time, and he was discontent with his work, discontent, and he was a pastor, discontent with his work, discontent with his ministry, discontent with his marriage, and so he jumped on social media one day, and he connected with just a person who was chatting with them. Hey, how you doing? Whatever. And he's like, within 3 days, I was sleeping with her. Right? Is that social media's fault? No. Does he? Is it the chat bot's fault? No. But it is true that where he was at in his brain, that he didn't realize how far gone he was when the opportunity was presented to him through his phone. Private conversation with somebody that nobody needs to know under, security within a social media app that he just was opening up to take a look and see what's going on. And then someone went, bloop, hello. All of that was passive. He wasn't in charge of any of that. But he didn't realize how deep in the muck he really was until that was presented. I think in the same way, we as humans aren't very good at knowing how bad off we are, how confused we are, how sad we are, how desperate we are, how lonely we are, how hungry we are, how angry we are. Like we can know it kind of, but we don't know how. And then when social media, or when the device, or when a person, or a manipulative, a cult leader says whatever the thing is that connects to that, you're able to be manipulated, right? You're able to be manipulated. And that's what the algorithm is super good at. But the question is, do you know yourself? Do you know yourself enough to be able to say, I know where my triggers are, I know where my weaknesses are, I know where my temptations are, and I'm able to avoid them? Or do you think it's possible? Do you think it's just possible that you aren't introspective enough to understand that, and so therefore you are a target for things that you can't defend yourself from? Therefore, having a device that actually leads you and understands you better than you understand yourself is inherently dangerous. Can you get that far? Right? Damon says, my glowing brick is my second brain. It keeps my thoughts so I can think more things. Yeah. Well, it's also a tool, right? So can you use the tool as a tool? Or is the tool going to cause a problem? That's one of the reasons that we talked about yesterday, that people, this movement to simple devices, single-use devices. Instead of having a phone, you have an actual camera. You have your phone only does phone stuff, text and phone calls. But you have a daytimer, and you have like all the things it does, you have separate in a bag, because that way you're in control. And I think there's some real merit to that.
Emoji reactions. But my favorite unexpected observation was this. Every time I told someone I'd left social media, they all said the same thing. Oh, that sounds amazing. I wish I could leave social media too.
That's the point, right? I mean, if the minimalists could minimize social media at our peak, then perhaps anyone could let go of social media if they felt like it was making them miserable.
Exactly.
Well, ukulele, that's the point, right? Is if you can't practice self-control, you need external help. That is just universally true. If you can't stop looking at, eating, or whatever, consuming the thing that you shouldn't, then you need someone to stop you from accessing it. That's just that's how humans work. Until you can get rid of the habit, till you can break the cycle, till you can figure out where that comes from, till you can stop your brain from, like craving it, you need an external thing to stop you. So if the phone's a problem and the notifications are a problem, then making the excuse and going, well, it's just so handy, right? Is you go, well, no, I need to put a wall in place. Jesus talks about this, right? He's like, if your arm, if your eye, or your hand, your eye, your foot causes you to sin, lop it off. The whole point is it is better for you to make your life more miserable, a little bit harder, not miserable, a little bit harder, for the sake of purity, for the sake of clarity, for the sake of understanding yourself, be able to listen to God, be able to be more loving, be able to be more in control, than it is for you to have a little bit easier life. Most of the people that I know, though, when they say, I'm addicted to, whether it be porn or social media or something, anything like that, they will say in the next breath, but I have to have the internet, but I have to have a computer, but I have to, and they're not willing. Most I know are not willing to put the blocker up that would stop them from getting it, right? They're just not willing to do it. It's possible, right? You can block that stuff on your internet. You can block that stuff on your phone. You could have someone have a code that, ask someone to block that stuff out so you can't download it and keep it, but you don't want to because you're not serious about it. I've had people come up to me and be like, I need to stop doing this. And I said, I can help. Give me your phone. Right? And they're like, no. Like, well, then I don't think you're particularly, I don't think you're being honest because you don't want to stop. I could help you. There are others who could help you. We can keep you from being able to do it. If you actually want to stop, we can make you stop. I can delete the app right now. Hand me your phone and I can make it so you can't download it ever again. Is that what you want? No. I can just do it. Okay, well then you don't want to be free. You just don't want to. Let me know when you're serious. Stop telling me that you want to quit because you don't. Say it out loud. Stop lying to me. Stop lying to yourself. I want to keep doing this and ruining my life with this because I really like it. Just say that out loud. I know it's hurting my family, and I know it's hurting me, and I know it's hurting my future, and I know it's hurting my body, and I know it's hurting my attention span, and I know it's making me completely useless in multiple areas of my life, but I like it, so I'm going to keep doing it. Say it out loud. Stop saying you want to quit, because you don't, because when you're offered help, you could. And yet, you don't take the help, which means you don't want to quit, do you?
Exactly, but as you know, Ryan, whenever we're letting go of anything, that letting go process always starts with a few important questions.
Absolutely. When it came to our excess stuff, the question that helped us let go of our material possessions was, how might my life be more with less? And then last year, when we started letting go of social media, more questions emerged, like this question. How costly is social media? It may not cost us any money, but it costs us our time, energy, and attention. We give up our peace for a small piece of dopamine.
Hey, Silent Dill.
And that realization led me to this question. Will I become irrelevant or lose a piece of my identity? Sometimes it really does feel like we're only as relevant or as memorable as our last post.
So this is I don't want to use the word insidious again, but it is a little insidious. I think it's just human, right? So if you're like, what is this asking, right? I want to be relevant, which means I want someone to make me feel important. I want someone to make me feel listened to. I want my opinions to be validated. I want my existence to be validated. I want someone to like the fact that I exist. Piece of my identity, right? I want people to say that I am special. I want people to say that the way that I see the world has a uniqueness to it, or that I'm creative, or that I want to be validated. I want to be encouraged. I want to be treated as important, right? And so when I lose social media, the place that I get told that I have value and that I have that I'm smart, or that I'm pretty, or that I have, I go to a cool place, or that I have something, the place I go to get that, I'm removing that from my life. And it's a consistent place for me to get it, because I don't feel like I'm particularly attractive, or particularly smart, or particularly unique, or particularly special. But when I post the thing, I have some folks who tell me I am. That's not bad. That's not bad. That's human. We all want that. The problem is when you compound it with the epidemic of loneliness, with the death of community, especially in Western society, because where we're supposed to be getting, or the death of family for that matter, right? Where we're supposed to be getting our relevance, where people tell us that our existence is good, that the people like having us around. We're supposed to get it from our family. That's what we're supposed to get it from. But most families are divorced now, right? Which means that you have this sort of inherent feeling of rejection built into your life, regardless of whether it's your parents can just say, "Oh, it wasn't you." You feel like at some point someone left, right? So they left because of you. If you'd have done whatever, so your family isn't giving you your relevance, and it is not validating your identity, not making you feel special, not to make you feel like you're important. Is not, you weren't important enough to stay for, right? So where else are you supposed to get it? We're supposed to get it from your church, right? You're supposed to get it from your church. You go to church and the pastor says, God loves you. You are important. You are saved. He traded his son for you because that's how important you were. You are valuable to the body of Christ. You have been given a gift. We need you to be here because when you're not here, we are missing part of the body. God is going to give you fruit. God is giving you a future. You will be with him forever. You can do things that are of eternal value when you are walking with him, and we will walk with you. Come talk to me. I'm your pastor. Come talk to us. I'm your elder. Ask the deacon for help. We want to help you because we think you are worthy of help. That's what you get when you go to church. Most people don't. So therefore, where are they going? Well, they're not getting it from their family. They're not getting it from their church. They're definitely not getting it from their understanding of God. Well, the next place is your community, right? The friends that you have around, the people that are at your store, people that are in your work, right? Well, now we've got this epidemic of loneliness thing happening, which means that most people don't have friends. There's a friendship drought. Look it up. That means that the people who are supposed to tell you, I want you around, well, hey, come over to my house. Hey, I want to come over. Hey, come over. It's a holiday. Come over. I know you're lonely. I don't want you to be that way because I care about you. Those people don't exist. Why? Well, because people are bad at making friends, because COVID, because society, because pick a reason. But most people, most men, like 8 out of 10 pastors, but most men don't have a friend. I don't mean a best friend. I mean a friend. Check my vax. So therefore, who's giving you your relevance? Who is confirming your identity? Who gives you your validity? Who tells you that you are important to have around? It's not your family, not your church, not your community, it's not your friends. Who's going to do it? Right? You need this. Like, you look at the Maslow's hierarchy of needs, like, you validating who you are is high up there. Like, your social requirement is like right around, I need food and shelter, you know? So therefore, if that's the case, where are you going to get it? You need it or you'll die. Okay? That's Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You don't have a purpose, you die. You're going to get it online. So you turn to social media, which casts the net broad, so that you can find your people, find your community. Who's your community? It's the people that are interested in what you're interested in, who are angry at what you're angry at, who are lusting for what you're lusting for, who are creating what you're creating. It is, you go find that group of people. So you cast your net wide to 7 billion people, and you're able to find 12, 15, 20 that you vibe with, regardless of how unhealthy the vibe is, doesn't matter. But at least you are. So they validate that you are important. And how do you find your sense of identity? Who am I in regards to other people? Well, you find it online. You go through your social media. Am I richer than this person? Am I prettier than this person? Am I more important than this person? Like, who am I better than? Right? In my sense of community. Like, if I had a real community, you'd be like, well, that person clearly knows what they're doing, and I should probably get my crap together because, that I want to be more like, so-and-so, or they're holier than me, or they're cooler than me, they're kinder than me, they're more put together, they have a better marriage than me, they have a better, handle on their finances than me. I better, get my crap together because I see them. Well, I can go online now and I can look for people who are worse than me, who are, I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. If you remove social media from these folks, what are they going to replace it with? Okay. If where are they going to go? They don't have spouses. They don't have families. They are usually estranged from them. If they work from home, or if they go to a job, they don't feel particularly important at their job. They work because they have to work. They don't have a sports team. They have stuff online. They have social media. What are you going to do to them when they lose their ability to be told that they are relevant, and they lose their ability to know who they are in relation to others? You'll kill them. That's what'll happen. You'll kill them. It's unhealthy, and we talked about that for like hour and a half, about how unhealthy it is for us to have a bad fixation, or to be driven by an algorithm, or be driven by things that are beyond our control, to not be, to not be in control, to have, like, a lot of it's bad for sure. But I guess my challenge is to just ask the question, like, then what are you replacing it with? As content creators, as a full-time streamer, full-time content creator, streamer, I feel that what I can do in this realm is to offer a safer version, a kinder version, a less addictive version, a less angry version, a version that is entertaining, is interesting, is valuable, but is also community-based and has something that allows you to challenge, but I'm not going to get mad at you. I'm not trying to indoctrinate you. Like I want to offer something that is better within social media, so that someone can say, I shouldn't be on this one anymore. I shouldn't be listening to that guy anymore. make me feel bad. I want to go find something that doesn't, right? And so you have people like me, you have like Pastor Dustin, you have Ukulele, you have Wart, you have a lot of people in chat right now who are working to create places in social media so that the folks who don't have other places to go can, or don't have other people to do that with, can find some place that is safe. I agree that you need to have a fast. I agree that a lot of people are out of control, and I'm one of them too. I proved myself that the other night, where I said I'm going to not look at my phone tonight, and then did. It was compelled. It was a compulsion. It was bad. So not. I just don't want to be as extreme as they are talking. I still think it's worthy of asking the question. Are you addicted to it or whatever? What are we going to replace it with? You have to replace it. Humans, by definition, are terrible at stopping things. Go ask every single addiction counselor out there. None of them will tell you to stop. Okay? An addiction counselor will not tell you to stop doing the bad thing. What will they tell you? They will tell you to replace it. Okay? Because you can't stop. That's the problem with addiction. You can't stop. And if you just stop, you're gonna try to white knuckle life. You can't do it. There's like 0.0001% of people can handle that. What you need to do is replace it, right? You need to replace it. Well, I'm part of a community that makes me want to go do drugs. Replace your community with one that doesn't. Well, I want to, at night, I always eat too much. Well, then eat something better, right? Eat carrots instead, right? They will never tell you to stop. They will tell you to replace it. So when you say to people, stop using social media, what are you replacing it with? Because of the implication that the people all have families at home and lots of friends and a church and a community and a sports team and all that stuff, then sure. What about the ones who don't?
Only felt that way, which then made me wonder, will I be misunderstood? Will people think I'm selfish? Some folks might feel like we're just abandoning them. Not only that, but they might feel like we're being irresponsible.
You will get yelled at if you do this, for sure. Like whenever I leave my phone, and this is true, if I leave my phone upstairs, I get in trouble. Where's your phone? Why did you have your phone? Well, I'm in the basement. We're in the same house. Just, you could yell down the stairs. Like, no, hold on, hang on to your phone. I might need you at any given second. You will get blowback. No question. And there are going to be people who are going to be like mad at you because you changed your behavior and they don't like that. So they're going to make you feel bad because they know they should change their behavior. But if you do, it proves that they can. So they need to stop you. That's called homeostasis. Look that up. It's true. It is irritating. You're absolutely right. It is irritating. Yeah, homeostasis is a fascinating thing. It means everybody wants to keep everything the same. That's all it means. We all want to find our flow, or our area, even if it's unhealthy, right? This is why someone who dates abusers will go find another abuser to date. Like, what is wrong with you? Homeostasis. Someone who does drugs, right? They want to get healthy. They go to their addiction counselor. They go get locked in a room and told not to do that anymore. So they get counseling. They get new whatever. They leave. They're not addicted anymore. They go back to their group. You'd think everybody in their little druggie group would be like, good for you. We wish we were off this too. They don't. What they do is they say, your existence makes us feel bad. You doing this makes us feel bad. We want you to do drugs because then we'll feel better about ourselves. And they will pull you into the worst place. Why? Because homeostasis. They want everything to be the same. That's why you'll be told to change. It's true. You will be misunderstood and you'll be I don't know about attacked, but there'll be people who be upset with you when you try to do this.
Which led to this next question. Will I become a bad citizen because I'm less informed? It's hard to feel like
No.
a responsible member of society if I'm not keeping up with all the current events.
This is absolutely no. I don't know much. You know, like I don't know much of what's going on as far as like big national news stuff. I purposely avoid it. And yeah, maybe you think I'm stupid. Maybe, but the truth is, I don't feel like I can change it. I don't feel like anybody's telling me the truth, and I feel like if I spend a bunch of time with that, I'm going to be absolutely miserable and still not to be able to do anything about it. So therefore, no. I work with the people I have. I'm worried about Taco. I'm worried about my content, and I'm worried about my family. That's who I can affect. That's it, and that's more than enough for me. I can't figure out what Trump's doing. And nobody cares. My Canadian government. Can't change them. Nobody even voted them in. Like, they just show up.
But maybe access to nonstop news was making me miserable, which led me to one last question.
No, maybe. It does.
How much of my unhappiness is a direct result of social media?
Again, I'm not going to go on the same rant I just went on, but your unhappiness isn't a result of social media. Your unhappiness is a result of what's happening inside of you and the problems that you have and the lack of XYZ that we just talked about, right? Social media is either going to exacerbate that or help it. Like the issue is inside of you, right? That's like saying how much of my sinfulness is a result of me being outside. Well, it depends. What are you doing out there? You know what I mean? Like it's stuff that's happening inside. It's inside of you. It's a lack of desire or a lack of completeness. It's a lack of confidence. It's a lack of love. It's a lack of purpose. It's a lack of hope. It is, like purpose. Oh, did I say purpose already? Like there's stuff inside of you. There's a void inside of you, and you're trying to fill it with something. And how much of your is a result of? It's not a result of. It is happened inside of you. It is making it worse. Okay, making it worse. Not quite the same.
Last question is such an important one because it highlights the three main problems with social media: obligation, overconsumption, and discontent. Let's start with obligation. Many people feel plagued by a need to keep up with every headline and every hot take. For example, when the actor Will Smith walked onto the stage at the Academy Awards and slapped the comedian Chris Rock in his face, thousands of pieces of content flooded in online just like that. Everything from gossipy backstories to moral lessons, jokes, philosophical takes on the lives of the people involved. Now, how could you possibly feel informed or relevant if you think you need to have a take on all the takes? And that's just celebrity drama.
That is a thick question. Why do people comment on stuff? And there's a billion reasons, right? Everything from good reasons to bad reasons to selfish reasons. Like, yeah, the FOMO though, like he's talking about, like why do you want to be informed so much? Is it FOMO? Sometimes, fear of missing out, but I think it's also control, right? There are a lot of people who believe that the more that they understand, the more that they can control. That's why they want to know everything. That's why gossip is such a big deal to them. That's why, like being in everybody's business, like asking a million questions to your family, your kids, your husband, whatever, everybody, like, if I can know, then I can control. And so therefore they go and watch the news and they go watch commentary and they go watch commentaries on the commentaries. And that way, the more they know, the more that they can control, and it makes them stressed out. It's not a fear of missing out. It's a desire to control the situation because that's what they want. And it's not that with the Will Smith thing. They're not going to control it. But what they can do is either use it, or they can, if it unsettled them, then they can go find people to make them feel at peace. And if it excited them, they can go find people that they can share that feeling with.
What happens when the discussion shifts to something serious like politics, economics, or war? This leads us to overconsumption. For many of us, we like to tell noble-sounding stories about why we struggle to log off. It's all about staying informed, right? Staying in touch with our friends, being in tune with current events. But the truth behind why we're glued to these screens is a lot messier. At the level of our stated preference, it's all about relationships. What if my friends need me? What if there's an emergency? But at the level of revealed preference, we cling to these phones because we want to watch hours worth of bar fights and proposal fails and videos of influencers in the wild almost falling off a cliff just to take that perfect selfie. Scrolling has become the new smoking. It's stimulating, it's soothing, it's a little addictive. We get irritable if we can't do it for a long time, and none of us really like it very much when other people do it right in our faces. I'm trying to have a conversation with you.
That's a very good point. You know what? I don't even need to add to that because that was 10 out of 10. Yep, that was great.
You're gonna do this right there in my face? This leads us to discontent. It's one thing to look up highlights to a baseball game.
Diamond says, if you have nothing to say, it's better that it stays silent on the internet. Keeps the mind at peace. Yeah. It's hard for people to do, though. Like not commenting. Yeah. Or not knowing the backstory. I think that's another thing. Like, that's me. I want to know more. Like, I would be the guy who's like, oh, what happened? You know, why did he smack him? What, you know, is there any bad blood between them? Where'd that come from? What's happening in his life right now? You know, like, that's me. My biggest temptations and my biggest failures come from me seeking out more knowledge, which is, you know, that's Eve, right? That was Eve's problem. Hasn't changed. I'm that too.
Or to look for information about how to change a tire. Even when you search for something that's superficial, that requires some measure of intentionality. But the minds behind our digital spaces, they are getting better and better at learning how to keep us hooked. They're gradually replacing searching with scrolling. You find one thing that you like, they immediately serve you up with 20 things that are even better. That used to require a click, but now the next thing just automatically keeps playing. It's like having a digital waiter who brings you something even tastier before you've had the chance to finish your first bite. In the words of...
We just saw that. Was that last week where we saw someone talking about the restaurant that feeds you like a bite, and if you don't like it, you spit it out? We just watched a video on that. Problem is, when you ask those questions, the people who just want to be worked up about it get upset at you. Yeah, because instead of, they don't hear questions, they hear judgment. Yep. Well, what was happening in their life? Are you saying it? No, I wasn't saying anything. I was just asking the question.
Neil Postman, we are amusing ourselves to death. We're more stimulated than ever before, but are we really satisfied? We're highly, highly engaged. But are we deeply connected?
No.
Towards the end of the year, we really didn't.
But we're not if you take away social media. I'm not going to, again, same rant. Okay, say you delete the internet. Are people suddenly, hanging out with each other? I don't think it would happen. Honestly, I don't. I don't know. There's a question for you. If the internet stopped today, knowing what you know about yourself and what you know about people, do you think that people would wake up and suddenly become, get a bunch of friends, join a bunch of sports teams, have a good time together? Would it be a net positive, or do you think that you would have a net negative because of the responses and because of the society that's been created? I honestly think that there would be, I don't know, man. I think it'd be a lot more problems than you think. We all wish it, the big disappearance of the internet and whatnot. I think it'll be better. I don't know. Better wait some time. Most of the moment, information is false or incomplete. Truly, yeah, you're absolutely right, Dennis. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly true. All the first blush, first news, get it out there first stuff is always, trash. And then they publish redactions and whatnot. Or they don't, because they don't care. Yeah, a lot of people would be out of job. Yeah. I don't think there's going back. Even from a social perspective, I don't think you can go back. Well, again, people listen to records. That's what I was talking about before with single-use devices, right? The more engagement, the more tactile, the more, I'm not going to let the algorithm choose for me what the next song is. I'm going to listen to it as intended by the artist from beginning to end. And then I will get up and I will go change it instead of sit here for 9 hours and being fed. All that requires discipline, it requires effort, and there are people out there who are choosing to do that, and it's better for them. It's better for them.
If we'd return to social media, we didn't want to reject it outright. As Anthony DeMello says, you are forever defined by the things you choose to renounce. And the last thing we wanted our reputation to be was a bunch of guys who dogmatically renounce social media. We wanted to do this with an open mind. But as G.K. Chesterton warned, the purpose of an open mind is that of an open mouth, to chew on something solid. So we set out to take a break from social media with an open mind and the goal to more deeply discern what's really worth chewing on.
I like playing board games. I might go to the local board game place and seek people to play with. That would be, yeah, exactly. That would be, it's risky. There's a lot to it. But the question is, like I said, net positive or net negative after the choice is made, right? One could argue it would be a net positive if it works out, net negative if you end up with, really horrible people that are there. But is it worth the risk? Probably, yeah. I'm looking at it around his neck. Is he wearing a QR code, or is that like a phylactery, or what is that?
But as is often the case, difficulties were encountered when we made this change. First, there was the financial cost. Our revenue decreased by 21%.
Wait a minute, 21%? That's crazy. I mean, I can handle 19% or maybe 20%, but 21, that's where I draw the line.
Well, man, I got more number problems for you, Ryan. In terms of the number of people we reach via new social media posts, we watched our numbers plummet from 500 million all the way to 0. And then on the social side, there were some really cool opportunities that came up to collaborate with other digital creators, and we had to miss out on those too. But many of these problems weren't as problematic as we thought. There were some upsides. When we left social media at the beginning of last year, we had some unexpected victories. Here's what we gained. For starters, people surprisingly started to show up to our live events in droves. What we sacrificed in width, we began to increase in depth. And that freed up a lot of resources. And we began to use that time and that energy that was once spent on social media to do other creative things like work on a new documentary, engage in creative writing. And this led to an increased sense of calm. By turning down the volume on all that external stimulation, we turned up in awareness. And this led to idea incubation. There are these interesting ways of thinking and seeing that began to emerge when you can't immediately share every impulse and every observation with.
So I've said this before too, and this is kind of what he's getting at here. If you've ever had the experience where you get into the shower and you don't have your phone, don't take your phone to the shower. It's bad for you. And all of a sudden you have a million ideas, or right before you go to sleep, when you turn it all off, you shut it down, you suddenly have a million ideas. It's kind of your brain, all the stuff that you've had in your backlog buffer that you've been trying to think about or trying to deal with, whether it be emotional stuff or the intellectual stuff or ideas you've been trying to have or processing the information you're getting, all that stuff is sitting in a buffer. It really is. And so when you go to the shower, all of a sudden you're like, wow, I have lots of ideas. I'm having all these thoughts. I'm having all these feelings. I'm having all this stuff. It's because you haven't let it out to deal with yet. And you have all this backlog of emotional stuff and intellectual stuff and just ideas. And the only time you were quiet. And so he's talking about, this idea, whatever the word was, but it's because he gave himself space to think. It's if you look at the way that leadership development will teach you how to deal with your time, they'll actually say, set aside time to think, like lock it in, put in time so that you just have to sit there and think, because we as human beings require time for our thoughts to process. We can't just do it immediately. We need some time. I definitely learned that if I write a script that I need to walk away, or I need to think about it for a couple days and come back, and I will write a better script, because the time in between of just kind of letting it percolate makes it better, just because we need the time. Does that mean, said Magic and Twilight, giving viewers something real that they can use in their lives? I presume it was the same content as they always do, just it was live and wasn't in a video. I don't know. Only one Walmart here, never seen them here. Oh, record players? We have record players in so many stores here. I could go to Winners right now and buy one of 10 record players. I could get a Victrola. if I wanted to. I wouldn't know what to do with it. I don't have any shelves for it, but I could. Jim says, our brains are so pumped up with distraction and screens that when we finally get silent, our minds go all over the place. Yeah, we need to. We need to go all over the place. You have to have that time. And if you're not giving it to yourself, you are probably very anxious. And you're probably very depressed. And you're probably very distracted. Because if you don't have time to decompress, deal with those feelings, deal with those thoughts, work it through, have all the imaginary scenarios and feel the feelings and process the ideas, you don't do it, it's good. The result is going to be anxiety and depression and distraction. Obviously, it only makes sense, right?
The broader world online, what happens when you begin to ponder those things in your heart? Our time away was like a cleansing of the lens that helped us renew our vision for the role that social media could play in our lives. Yes, social media has its problems, and it's so easy to talk about those things. But when we use it mindfully, it has immeasurable potential. I like to think of social media as kind of like a giant table. Now, if you take a table and you just randomly plop it in the middle of a room without thinking about your environment, you're going to experience that as an obstacle that gets in the way. But when you put it in its proper setting and you use it intentionally, that same table becomes a space for community. We can think of social media as a digital table with 3 legs. The first is content consumption. Now, for a lot of people, this can be a great source of information anxiety, but it doesn't have to be that way. Information isn't bad. Just like food, it's a source of nourishment that we all need to survive. But just like with eating, it's possible to develop habits that leave us feeling fatigued and addicted. Well, we all know that the solution to eating problems isn't to renounce food. In a similar way, the solution to social media consumption is to learn how to engage things in a way that leave us feeling replenished and refreshed. The second leg is create.
Well, you didn't really give us a how there, did you? Find better things. Okay, yeah, sure. That's hard to do, especially as the first argument was the thing feeds us whatever it feels like we want, and it will lead us to our most base instincts. So just consume good things, but you said the machine by itself leads us to bad things, and it defaults to bad things. How do you do that? Yeah, renouncing food is also an eating disorder. You're right, it is. Is it an abundance info really real food, or is it junk food? Well, too much food, right? That's the thing. If info is food, then too much food is bad for you. Too much info is bad for you. Kind of true. Like, isn't too much being too much? Not like that's the whole point of being too much. It's too much, not enough. So where do you consume? How do you do that? How do you engage in these platforms in a way that so it doesn't bring you to your most base instincts? That'd be hard to do.
Activity. In the same way that a minimalist doesn't renounce physical possessions, but instead seeks to celebrate them and use them healthfully, a digital minimalist doesn't renounce technology, but seeks to redeem it. By introducing just a healthy dose of intentionality into our social media use, we can redefine for ourselves what it means to be informed, what it means to be involved. We can ask ourselves questions like, what are the results I most want to create in my life? What are the skills I want to develop, the things that I want to learn, the ways that I want to show up? And then we can begin to orient our social media activities around that. The last leg is connection.
I think the way that I would translate what he said is have specific things that you connect to, right? Like have groups, right? Go do a drawing group or connect to your art community or connect to your whatever community online and connect there, right? Consume that. And then that way, when you've got your new recipe or you got your new drawing prompt or you got your new, news thing, you can work with that. You've been given enough, and you now have a community in order to kind of process it with. It's as opposed to let it come to you. Go and choose a group. That's my thought.
A hammer and a baseball bat are valuable tools, but they immediately become weaponized when we misuse them. So it is with technology. No matter how valuable these tools are, they cease to be helpful until we use them with a sense of purpose and generosity. We often say love people use things because the opposite never works. What happens when we begin to use social media as a tool for love? Once we simplify these three elements, social media ceases to be clutter like that giant table in the middle of a room, and it becomes a well-placed table that facilitates real opportunities for genuine human connection.
That all needs a lot of unpacking. Like, he would need to explain that. Hello, Miss Duck.
After we clarified our intentions around social media, we made the decision at the beginning of the year to make a return, kind of like when Michael Jordan came back. Here are a few guidelines that helped us keep things simple. My favorite is the casino rule. Treat social media like a casino. You can go in if you want, but decide how much you're going to spend before you walk through those doors. Set your time limits and stick to them.
That, if you can't do that, there are apps to do that. I'm doing okay today. Thank you for asking, Jada. That if you can't handle it because you're like, wow, whenever I get on this thing, it absolutely sucks my life away. There are systems and there are apps in place that can turn it off after a while, right? Whether it be your child protection things or other apps that block after a time. The question is, are you willing to use those? Or do you think that somehow you're magically going to have self-control now?
No matter what the heat of the moment says, and no matter how many distractions try to keep you going. The second one, replace scrolling with searching. You can do whatever you want online. The key is to keep it intentional. So if you decide to go on YouTube to watch a documentary on Bigfoot, more power to you. On the other hand, if you sit down to pay your bills or do your work and you start tumbling down a Bigfoot rabbit hole, a strategy like this might be helpful. The third is make your phone boring. By turning your phone to grayscale,
There it is again. That's the second time I've heard that just this week. That's interesting. Interesting. Grayscale. I think that is definitely, I didn't do it last night. I just totally forgot. As soon as I got off stream, I just didn't do it. How's your dad, Jada? Is there any, you said Thursday is the big day. Today's Wednesday for you, but is he doing okay? Is he doing all right?
It's a simple little trick that produces massive results. When you drain the color from your phone, it makes it less of a slot machine for the eyes. Number 4, declutter the apps. What are the best apps to use? The ones that you'll actually use, not the ones that other people divinize.
I've done that a lot. The app clutter thing. Problem is, you use a lot of them. Like you just do. They're specialized, or they're ones that, like, for example, YouTube. I have YouTube. But then I also have the YouTube Creator app, right? And I have both on there, and they don't do the same thing. Like I have a lot more apps that I quote unquote need. Like stores are a great example. You go to the store and they want your membership card. Well, now I've got a whole folder full of those, man. Like, I don't know. Minimizing that is hard to do because there's, I don't know, a lot of your apps do multiple things too.
If you haven't used it in 6 months, get rid of it. It's just digital clutter. And the last rule is the entryway rule. This is the art of creating healthy tension by taking your phone and sitting it by the entryway. That way, if you want to use it, you got to work for it, and you strip away the power that your distractions have to follow you around from room to room.
And they can't use 10 memes as a reaction to a reaction like a comic strip anymore. Yeah, maybe that's not the best use of your time, Conroy. Yeah, exactly. Magic in Twilight says, I turn my back to the device even if I'm just listening to Christian tunes. I try to leave it somewhere, but yeah, it tends to follow me around. Can't get away from too many apps. Went on a trip, needed 5 apps to do the travel Airbnb. Yeah, exactly. Oh, you got a tummy ache and you have to go to school. Oh, that's too bad. Well, I hope that it goes away. I hope it's not stress, and I hope you're not sick. I hope it's just you got to go to the bathroom and then it'll be all gone.
Now, these strategies are going to work in different ways for different people, but the underlying spirit behind them is pretty simple and universally applicable. It's all about setting boundaries without falling into renunciation. It's all about embracing restraints while still remaining open to possibility, and no more obligation.
So in old school Christianity, right, they had what were called the ascetics, and their solution to sin was to just say everything in the material world is bad. I guess it's the Gnostics, right? But like the idea is the more that you make your life miserable, or the more that you deny the world having any value, the holier you are. So they would, they'd live, they'd have no clothes, they'd have no shoes, they'd live in eat not good food like that, or they would, the whole point of it was the more miserable you are, the more holy you are. That's not true. That's not how that works. Like restraint and control, important, right? The idea of thinking through what you're doing, important. The Bible would say, take every captive, turn it over to Christ. But that's really like thinking through what are you, what is the truth here? Restraint, Paul, right? Not everything is, you can do whatever you want, right? But not everything is helpful, right? You can do whatever you want, but not everything is beneficial. So recognize that some of the stuff you're going to do is not good for you. Like it's not a yes, no sin issue for some of this stuff. It's not good for you to do it either that much, or for you it's not good. So it's thinking it through. And then like the obligation thing, right, is don't be captive, I will not be captive but to anything. Paul says, right? I could use stuff, but I'm not going to let anything take me over, right? I'm a slave to Christ. I'm a slave to God. He's in charge. I'm not going to let anything else become my master. That's all very biblical stuff.
This philosophy is about showing up with a sense of play rather than a sense of duty. And ironically, now that we no longer have to be on social media, our content is seen by more people and shared more frequently than our so-called best year ever. And the most important part is we give ourselves complete permission to walk away if any of this stuff gets in the way of our happiness and our health.
Oh, wait. One more thing. Sydney, if you're watching this, my DMs are open.
I apologize, my friend.
Off to school. Have a good day. There's so much to be said when it comes to world and control. Like this is not a new problem. Us humans taking things too far, humans creating things and then using it for misery is not new, right? But we as content creators, let's talk about content creators or Christian content creators. We have this weird thing where we are on this medium that really does hurt some folks. It really does cause problems to people, but yet we believe that we can redeem it, right? Like it's not a bad thing to be on social media. I think for us, it needs to be a thoughtful thing. The question is when we're on it, when we're using it, when we're creating content, like, what are we doing? Where are we doing it? Are we doing it intentionally? Is it helpful? I think that's important for us to ask. And if you're willing to ask it, I think you're already farther ahead just by virtue of the fact that you're willing to say, let me think through what this is and why I'm doing it and to whom I'm doing it for and where I'm posting it. Like it's worth asking the question and then listening to the conviction as to what you're going to do with it. Yeah. That is okay. So that's the video. Hopefully it was helpful and interesting to you. Let me know if there's anything you want to talk about, because that's definitely the more important, how are you guys reacting, and let's talk about it. But if we're not going to do that, I'm definitely going to take a little break, and then I'm going to come back and we'll jump into Stardew again. Does anybody have anything you want to talk about? We talked about a lot of stuff. If not, I will start leaning towards hitting the pause button. Oh, well, I'm going to wait a minute in case anybody's furiously typing a paragraph. It does happen every now and again that all of a sudden just someone throws a giant paragraph in there. Oh no. That's not good. There we go. Okay. 14 event open to anyone? Yeah, it's open to anyone. Yep. Just register. Deja vu. Oh. You rewinded live. Oh, that's funny. They had a weird cadence to their voice. I think they was the very, 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 very prepared. And maybe they're just not great public speakers, but it definitely felt very prepared. I wouldn't say it was bad. their livelihood relied on it? Well, definitely did. Yeah, I mean, I still think it's valuable to ask the question as a content creator, what happens if you quit social media? I think it's like that. You know, we'll see. Link above. Yeah, exclamation point. Whatever it was. I can't remember what it was. I need a break. I need some water. I will be right back. I just realized I'm gonna need some water. I'll see you soon. I started playing Stardew Valley recently, and at the very beginning, as I stood staring out at an overgrown field before me, I realized this is something I've experienced before, that everyone has experienced before, and not just in game, but in life. It's that paralyzing silence of asking yourself, okay, what am I supposed to do now? Now, usually in games, you get a direction. In Mario, you just keep running right and the world comes to you. In Elden Ring, you've got trails of golden light. In Genshin Impact, Paimon floats ahead of you and yells condescending instructions. Even in the convoluted mess that is Destiny 2, you choose one of 3 paths, and then you wake up in a junkyard with a little floating robot helper that explains who you are, what you're doing, where to go, and who to shoot. But in Stardew, and in life, you're just left standing in a grown-over field holding some farm tools you barely know how to use, all by yourself. The pressure comes early. Even as a toddler, you're being asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? We go to school, have some experiences, join a sport, meet some friends, make some mistakes, and then this deadline of graduation starts to loom over you. And people want to know, what are you going to do next? Then comes college. People start asking, what job are you going to have? Where are you going to live? Are you going to get married? What about kids? 4 years ago, you weren't allowed to drink, drive, vote, get a tattoo without permission. And now you're supposed to decide how the next 65 years are supposed to play out? That's a lot to ask. And it's no different with content creation. One day you decide you want to be a YouTuber, or an artist, or a streamer. You've got some passion, maybe a little talent, but then you sit in front of your computer and you're like the little guy in Stardew. Road to the east, road to the north, field of stuff, pile of tools. You hit new file in your word processor and stare blankly at a screen with a blinking cursor. You boot up OBS and there's just a big gray box waiting for you to fill it up with how you want to present yourself to the world. What do? Where do you start? It's intimidating. And for many, that's as far as they go because it's too much pressure. So I want to help. I've done a lot of work on this. I've taught it as a class, wrote it in a book, spoke at a conference, and shared it with hundreds of people because I believe that if you can answer these questions, if I can get you past that big hurdle, that big blank screen, then you'll be living the life you were intended to live, creating what you were intended to create for the people who need it most. So, if you want to do this, if you are interested, I want you to respond in 3 ways. First, in the comments, I want you to write the percentage of how much you think you understand yourself and your purpose. 0% means you have no idea who you are or why you were put on Earth. 100% means you know exactly who you are and you live it out every day. Second, I want you to make sure you're subscribed. These videos build on each other like a class, and you don't want to miss a step. Third, send this video to a friend who's feeling stuck. This experience will be so much better if you have some people to talk it through with. Hello! I just remembered, we're not going to jump into Stardew just yet. I actually have something fun to do. We're going to be opening a box. Look, it's a box. I got it from a friend who sent me up a present, and I'm excited to open it. Here's let's get to the right screen here so that y'all can see too. Where is it? Come here. There it is. All right, boop. And then boop. There we go. Cool. We're gonna open up this box. I use my safety scissors so I don't hurt myself. I actually know what's in this. He sent me a text, and it's always nice, you know, like, hey, can I send you a thing? Yeah, I'm like, yes, you can send me a thing. I love getting things. Who doesn't like things? A guy popped in my stream yesterday looking for a Christian tag. I had a fun convo. Oh, sick. That's cool. Okay. Cracking this bad boy open. Let's see what we've got. Where is it? Where does the open work? Oh, all right. Cool. Oh, look at that. Hey, I got a notepad. That's fun. Hey, little cheesy. I use these all the time. This is really, really helpful. Legitimately helpful. This is from Born Again Gamer, by the way. So if you want to support somebody who's awesome and kind, Born Again Gamer, the Born Again Gamer on YouTube, or not YouTube, on Twitch. There's hello, little cheesy. Thank you for the follow. Oh. Anything else? Nope. This is fun. I'm excited for this. I don't know exactly where I'm gonna put it, but I'm definitely excited to have it because I can tell you a story once I open it. What it is. Check this out. This is cool. This is the game Combat with the actual Combat Atari cartridge, right? So this thing here is one. It's somebody asked me. I think probably him. They said, "What's your favorite game? Like favorite Atari game?" And I'm like, my favorite Atari game, no question, is Combat, because I played the snot out of that. I really, really enjoyed it. If you don't know what Combat is, you're a little robot, or not a robot. You're a tank or an airplane, or is there a third thing? Probably a third thing. And you just do either dog fights or run around a little maze and you shoot each other. Sometimes the bullets bounce, sometimes they don't. And I loved that game growing up. And then all of a sudden he contacts me and he's like, hey, do you can I send you this? And I'm like, yeah, you can send me that. That is the coolest thing ever. I need to figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Retro game there's a retro game subscription box. Is there really? This looks super OG though. Like it is. That's got a little bit of wear on it. You know what I mean? That looks like it came from the correct era. But that's so cool. He glued it on there. That's so nice. Thank you, Scott. That's very cool of you. Combat was great. Games don't get less complicated, but yet super fun. And I think it's probably where my love of physics games really came from. Played it with my brother on his XL 800. Sick. Like, I've always liked physics games, and I think because they're fair. In the same way that Combat, like, it bounced, dunk, 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 or you shot it straight. Like, it wasn't RNG, obviously, back in the day, but, like, you didn't feel like the game was against you. You felt like it was, if I did it and I did it right, especially if you're fighting someone else, then it was me. I did that. It was, I got the right angle. I shot the right direction. I did the right thing. And that's that part of it. And I've always liked those kind of games. So that's cool. I'm gonna put that. It's probably gonna go on my desk. I can see putting it right. Oh yeah, that's gonna go right here. I know that's gonna go. That's gonna go like right here. That's stellar. Isn't that cool? That's cool. Thank you, Scott. And then on Thursday, just so to remember, we're gonna be opening up Tokyo Treat. We've got a whole box of Tokyo Treat to open on Thursday. It's gonna be so fun. I love opening Tokyo Treat. It's one of my favorite things. So fun. All the stuff that you see in anime and all the cool tasting stuff and all the things you never had before. Very fun. All right. My controller never came back, which means I have to use old school. My daughter has a laptop. Theo has a laptop, and when she streams, she doesn't have she has one USB port, and it's being used with her mic. So she's like, "Can I use your wireless?" And I'm like, "Sure." Can I have it back before I have to stream though? And so like, apparently no. I'll have to go get it. She needs a USB hub. I told her that. Like, just get yourself a USB hub, man. Then you can plug in as much stuff as you want. It's just easier to come to Dad's office and take his stuff, I guess. But at least I've got a backup controller. It's got a wire. Gross. So old school. Now I'm back. It's like using the Atari. Doesn't even feel right. It's like the Pro controller that I have is so heavy. Like, it's so heavy. There we go. I'm excited to do this. I really like this game. This is fun. I didn't like it the first time I played. I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, when if my daughter wouldn't have said, like, go try it again, Dad. You didn't give it a good enough shake. I'm glad I did it. It's always just easier to borrow something from Dad. Yeah, it is. Okay, so we're gonna get to the middle of the screen here. Okay, there we go. Cool. I have 14,000 buccarinos, which means I can expand my house. That is the plan. The only thing I need now is I gotta go chop down some trees. No, wait, I did. I chopped down all the trees. Then I saved it. We're gonna go get another house. Do. What's the weather report? Tomorrow is going to be rain. Great. And fortune teller. A glimmer of... Okay, what? Is it bad? Good humor. I'll have good luck. Okay, that's what's important. Uh-oh. Is this controller broken? I hope not. Wait, this thing only does 1, 2, 3, 4? I thought it would do 4 this way, 4 that way. It does 4. That's just stupid. You have many USB hubs? I gotta text my daughter to get my controller. This one's actually broken. No wonder I keep winning whenever I fight people with it. Finally got 3 screens? I couldn't live without 3 screens, man. I don't know how anybody does it. All right, I thought that thing was gonna be way better. Brutal. Here you go, kitty cat. Let's go get a bigger house. I don't know what happens when you shake the trees, but they said that you're supposed to walk by and shake the bushes every now and again. I don't know who said it. I remember reading it somewhere. Shake the bushes. Boom, 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 shake the room. I got a maple seed, so there's something happened. Cool. All right, you better be at home. Last time I went here, you weren't home. Point in having a business if you're not gonna be there when I show up. 9 a.m. Oh man. I'm gonna dig up your whole front yard. How about that? Take that. This is me being a bad neighbor. Oh, really? You think you're so important? I'm gonna tear up your whole yard. It's always nice when I'm early, then I can do a little fishing. I got a treasure chest, and I'm gonna get the fish. I will get the fish. Got ya, sucker! Plant bushes and block off the front door. Yeah, there you go. Here's an idea. What'd I get? Bait! I don't know how to use it, but I got it. I tried to use it the other day. Didn't work. Yeah, there you go. I'll do like Minecraft, where you just put a fence there and now they can't get out of their house. Hello. Upgrade house. I can increase the size of your house and add a kitchen. It will cost you 10,000 gold and you'll need to provide 450 pieces of wood. Are you interested? Yes. Thank you. I'll get started tomorrow. I should be finished in around 3 days. Do I get to use my house in the meantime? Because whenever I did the upgrades with my stuff, they took my stuff and they never gave it back. Cool, I got a new house. Which means I should be able to get a girlfriend. You know? I guess so long as I'm up here, I may as well go and do some mining. I am here after all. Not that I have a lot of space for it. I can go down to level 20. I think. Nope, 15 is lowest. That's okay. I think this is the last place I was, now that I think about it. Stop hurting me, oh ugly worm. I want mine music. Why isn't there no mine music? Wow, my sword's doing really good. Ah, dang it. Die, sucker! Okay. Give me a ladder. I want to go down. Oh, that's a hoe. How does a pickaxe not instantly kill a bug? You're right? I know. It doesn't, and I have a sword. I only assume that they are very well armored down here. Give me a ladder! There we go. Boy, if I need rocks. Boy, if I got rocks. Bug meats? What kind of... Dude, they are... You could legit make a bug meat, steak. Like, where is it? I don't have enough yet, but you could make a steak. You could... I assume you can cook it? I don't know how to cook it. I don't have anything to cook with. But, Oh, dude, what are you talking about? What if Bill Gates has his way? We're all going to be eating bugs 24/7. We'll have bug milk and we'll have bug meat and everything will be bugs. Bop. 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 Yum. Doesn't that make a delicious sound? Isn't that something just so appetizing? Oh, okay, hang on. Take that, sucker. I critted him. I hit him with 20. Crazy. I didn't know you could crit in this game. Hello, Dragon Daddy Bear. I just realized that was your name. Welcome. Good to see you. What can I eat? Need to eat something. Not that. Can't eat seeds. Can't eat seeds. Can't eat that. I'm completely... I can eat a fish! Probably. Just straight up sushi. Let's go. Eat the chub. Delicious chub. Gross. What a terrible name for a fish. Gotta drop in and use my free sub to get you a pity stream. Oh, thank you. I need to get back to the... Yeah, I appreciate that, man. Did you sub and I didn't hear it? Forgive me if I didn't hear it. I don't know. Maybe my alerts are broken. But they worked good yesterday. I don't think I changed much. Grapes. The homeless man might get the grapes. I'm gonna take them. Oh, wait. I am completely dead. And it said that if I go to the spa, it's only 2 p.m. If I go to the spa, I can get myself to feel better. Okay. Am I feeling better yet? Nope. It didn't trigger it. Oh, you didn't trigger. Okay, yeah, that's why. Well, thank you for doing that. That's really cool of you. My fifth anniversary is coming up soon. And it's going to be... I don't know what I'm going to do. I did ask Rogue if they'd be willing to join. Like, to do a giveaway, and they said yes. Here's the thing. Oh. Oh! That's a door! Okay. I hear no sound except your voice. You can't hear any noises? Can you hear anything right now? Is there really no noise coming from the... Okay, there you go. Cool. I don't know how long I gotta paddle around in here. Thank you for coming, Magic and Twilight. Have a good one. Well, you gotta be in here for a while. How long I gotta soak for? I can't eat grapes. That takes way too long. Alright, I did it. But now I gotta go shower. But I can't shower because I got my clothes on. Delicious. Now I can go mine some more. Neener, neener. Actually, I don't have any space. I'll just go home. Crazy, man. Bath and then the train. All I hear is bugs. You guys hear bugs? Because all I hear is bugs, and I don't like it. Okay, down we go. Such an interesting game. There's so many things that happen, you know? Hey, Starry Skies. Good to see you. Welcome. Hi, YouTube. It's a very interesting game. There's so many things happening, man, at any given time. Okay. I now have all this stuff, and I need to water my plants. Wrong way. Pointing the wrong way, dummy. I think I have some, yeah, I have some seeds I can plant. So I may as well put those down. Rice is the wrong season. Okay, that's fine. You can't hear. Well, if other people can, and you can't, then there's a chance that it might be you. Well, if you can hear my voice, I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't be able to hear my my sounds, because not like it's coming in a different feed. I'm super annoyed by that sprinkler. It is so dumb that it only does the immediate surrounding 4 things. What a waste. Okay. That's so lame. That's so lame. It's a little faster with my upgraded bucket, but not that much faster. Yeah, it still takes literally all day to do this. 8 o'clock at night. That took so long. But the more days I wait, the more chances I get to have a new house. If I just keep mowing stuff away while it's night time, then I can maybe sell some things. I don't have much to sell. I got like 1 bean. And it's really, like, I got this whole back 40 here that I'm clearing out, but, like, what's the point, you know? I'm not even using it. Alright, now it's really dark. And the police spotlights are back. Okay. Wash, maple seed, fiber. Oh, I have summer squash seeds. I can do that tonight. Cool. Bug meat. Yep, that's it. I'm gonna go plant those seeds. Because I can. Okay. I don't know what to do with the bait. Nor do I know what to do with a lot of this stuff, actually. Alright. Copper is big. I can go make some copper. Actually, now that I think about it. Cool. We have a plan. Plant seeds. Make copper. Wow, that's loud. Alright, so at least we'll utilize this stupid sprinkler. Appreciate the lurk. Should be good. Okay. That was very loud. Am I gonna need a whole bunch of those? I don't know. Maybe. When I carry that, it looks like I'm serving chicken nuggets to my cat. One single nug for my kitty cat. Kitty cat, would you like a single nug? Weather report. It's gonna rain all day. I don't need to water my plants. Hooray! Fortune teller says neutral. Who cares? Living off the land says lightning storms. If you know how to craft a lightning rod, you can harvest the electricity and create battery packs. These can be sold or used for crafting. I can't do that. Can I do that? Oh, hey, there you are. Just whacking the side of my house. That's definitely how that works. Can I craft a lightning rod? I don't think I can. Nope, nope, nope. Torch. Rings? No, can't do any of that stuff. That's okay. I want to put some things into my box. And then we can go deal with my geodes. Oh, we got a plan, man. Actually, I'll have 5 copper once I do this. And then I can go buy more stuff. Sweet. I can upgrade my tool. Something. Greetings, Zin. It's our pleasure to inform you that your farm will be featured in next week's up-and-coming column of the Stardew Valley Tribune. Congratulations. We're impressed with your quick progress. Aw, thanks. That's exciting. Okay. Coal. Copper. Still haven't figured out how to use bait. But we're gonna go figure out these geodes. That's better to do. I still haven't found this poor guy's shorts either. Time is thirsty. Bring them pale ale. I'm sorry. I don't know how. I can't even craft beer yet. I like to check the garbage can. So much garbage. Look at me go. What did I think was going to be in the garbage can? Just a lot of trash. 7:40? That means I gotta fish for a bit. He's not open yet. What? That was a fast hit. I wasn't ready. Gross. I got algae. I mean, I've pulled a lot of leaves out of the water, so it's not unheard of to get green goo out of the water when I'm fishing. River jelly? What's that do? What's that do? Rare jelly found in fresh water gives you... Oh, wow. You get max energy. That's crazy. That's good stuff. We could go... A train! I want to go see the train. It's so far up. I'm never going to make it. Like, I got to walk all the way home. I need to literally teleport. Can I go this way? I can't go this way. Come on, we can get there. We can get there. We can't get there from here. I went the wrong way. Oh no, the train. I don't know if the train will give me anything. I don't know if I can like put a penny on the tracks. They don't like it when you do that. I got in trouble when I was a kid. They thought I was putting rocks on the tracks. And I'm like, what are you, crazy? Would never do that. But I heard that if you put a penny on the tracks, it'll squish the penny. I don't think that's really going to be a problem. I like, gotta derail the train. But there were people there that were putting things on the tracks that shouldn't be there, which is just dangerous and stupid. But kids, that's what they do. Dangerous and stupid things. All right. This is a 1,000-mile walk to see if I can see a train. Not even sure if I can. No, I can't. What? What? Oh well. What are you? You're a teleporter thing. Question mark? Didn't tell me much. I'm certain that there's gonna be a reason to do this someday. And that I'll be able to teleport. But right now, I don't think there's any reason to be here. Let's go sell our geodes and move on with the normal farming life. Yeah, squash seeds. You can go plant those too. There's just a little bit to do. You just wander around and you do a little bit of everything, man. Isn't that fun? Maybe. All right, seeds up here. I don't like that noise. Let's say hello to our friend. Hello, friend. How's that one piece of wood working out for you? Be patient. I still have a lot of work to do. I know. I'm just curious. He just stares at the wall. Bonk. Bonk, bonk. I should probably buy things from the Star Drop Saloon, but I don't like I can eat slime from the lake. It's just as good. All right, let's process some geodes. Let's hope that we get something that we can donate to the museum, because I want to get that key so I can go visit whatever is in the sewer. That's the goal. Process geodes. What do I get? Lame coal. Lame copper. But I can upgrade my tools. What should I do? I can get a copper hoe or copper axe. I should get a copper axe. Yep, that's what I should do. But now I don't have an axe. See, they takes it away from me. Which is, I get, technically that is an upgrade. Like, he's taking it away from me so that he can turn it into a copper axe, but like, you'd think that he would have a handle. Oh, there's a book up here. There's a book missing. Oh. Nope. Whoop, 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 whoop. How deep do the mines go? This question has been pondered by many a Stardew Valley explorer over the years. The truth is, no one really knows, or at least they aren't telling anyone. Unfortunately, many of those who ventured deep into the mines never returned. However, there have been a few bold adventurers who have traveled deep into the mines and have resurfaced with interesting reports. Apparently, there are 3 distinct areas in the mine, each with unique monsters and treasures. Some adventurers speak of gigantic underground lakes and strange creatures, but none of these claims have been proven. Well, fun. I don't mind doing that. I don't think you could die in this game. It makes it a lot easier when you can't die. And if you do die, I think they just charge you some money to patch your body back up. I should go find my girlfriend and give her... Do I have anything to give her? No. I don't. And she doesn't want trash. She seems to not like trash. She's a classy lady. Do I know how old she is? No. Is she a cultist? Yes. Does she hate going outside? Yes. Am I a farmer? Yes. Are we compatible? You know what? They say opposites attract. So, yes. Let's harvest. Sure can make a lot of money with these peas. Or at least I think you can. Light her out for some dim sum. And offer her some gravel. She likes that. You gotta like a girl with a healthy appetite. How long did it take you guys to grow? Man. Alright. Let's go put this into the box. So we can get some more casherino. And then we really should just go to the mine. You know? Nope. Pepper. I should start keeping some of them. Just because I should. Let's make another box. We'll craft another box. I can't. I need to make a whole tree. All right, cool. Go cut down a tree. I can't. I don't have an axe. Okay. Hot pepper. Cool tomato. I already have hops. What else? That's because if you need some of these things in order to be able to progress the game, so I'm just kind of trying to think through. Do I only need money, or should I keep some stuff? I can eat that. I don't need trash. You guys can have all of the... There. Maybe I'll get a little bit of money. Oh, I can process that. Now that I think about it. Eat, and I don't know how to use bait. Like, if I put the bait here, like, it's not like I can use it. Right? Like, it doesn't let me do anything. I actually don't know how to use it. Let's go side some stuff. Man, that is a spooky noise. Not as scary as Minecraft. Minecraft is legit scary. I've had many a heart attack. But you hear that noise? That's not a good noise. I don't know what that's all about. Slime. Delicious. And I don't think there's any advantage to cutting down all this grass other than the fact that it's no longer there. They said that if the more room you give to it, the more chance you'll have for foraging. So maybe I can forage up some yummy food. And I just do this until bedtime. then at least I can sell all these rocks. Yeah, I can't do that. Okay. Not much else to do, because I can't go into town. I don't have anything to give to my girlfriend, so she doesn't want to talk to me. And I want to know what that is, and I'm pretty sure I have to go to the sewer to figure it out. And the only way to get to the sewer is if I go to the museum and give him museum stuff. The only way to get museum stuff is by being in the mines. So it all comes down to go to the mines. My girlfriend, she wants stuff from the mines. You know? She's a lady who likes rock. She's a lady. Ooh, look, seeds. Nope, I can't axe that. Not much else to do. We will do more exciting things tomorrow. But I feel like I've done a pretty good job clearing this up so far. Is there and there's no really there's no wrong answer. I think the only wrong answer when it comes to Stardew Valley is if you don't like participate in the stuff that they're doing. Like if you don't go to the little luau, you don't go to the little thing, you don't bring your stuff to the potluck. I think you'd probably be missing a good deal of the game if you were just Farmer Man. $8.50. I can almost go to bed. I still have lots of energy though. And I want to know what the deal is with this owl. Can't really get to him? Right? I can't do the stone until I get an upgraded pickaxe. So I can't get to the owl. Oh, maybe I can get to the side. Hold on. Can I get to the side? Looks like you'll do yeah, to destroy this dense stone. No, I want this. Yeah, this stone needs to go first. It doesn't even acknowledge that the owl is there. Why is my energy lasting for so long? Normally I'd be dead by now. Wow, that is a lot of trees I gotta deal with. Alright, let's head to bed. Do I wake up in a... Do I just wake up in a new house? Is that how that works? She builds it around me? Okay, no, I got some seeds. Cool. Can I... Moss? You know, I'll sell some moss. There's a rock. There's a fiber. I just need... I don't know, that's not going to get me much money. And we'll plant this. And it's already watered because it's raining outside. Yes. Okay. Weather says it'll be clear and sunny, and oops, that's not right. Fortune teller says spirits are annoyed. What is that noise? Is that a song? Yes, it is. All right, guess we gotta water our plants. No point in doing anything else. Because otherwise, you come back and you don't have any produce. Kitty cat wants water. All right, sorry, cat. I will get it for you. There you go. Are you eating my... Oh, no, you're not. I thought the cat was eating my, my produce. How dare you? Can you catch the butterflies? I actually don't know. I think I can take all these cranberries. Or they're tomatoes. Nice. Oh, that's lovely. And I've got enough for beer, but like I definitely got hops for days. I just don't have anything to put the beer in. Apparently I need to make a cask. Wow, I don't know how to do that. I'm out of water. Final Fantasy Online free trial. Go Samus. Hey, thank you. Hello, Catherine Naomi. I don't know why my noises aren't noising today. Good to see you. It's good that I saw the light. Hello, hello. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Daughter of Zion. Hey, DJ. What up? Hello, Jam Hooli. Hello, Spaghetti. Catherine Naomi, how are you? First time here. Hi, Silver. Today, we spent a bunch of time talking about, I'll turn down the music a little bit. Today, we spent a bunch of time talking about content creation and social media, as in like, can you quit social media or take a break from social media and still be a content creator, and what's the issue, right? So that's good. What were you doing today? I know you guys always have something fun to do. Kat is a great content creator, always being creative, always putting stuff together that's fun, very community oriented, stellar content creator. And thank you for coming in for the raid. That's really cool of you. Really cool. Green and red flags for relationships. What? Huh? Sorry, Sir Bacon. What are you talking about? Oh, I also got a present. Look what I got. Oh, you can't see it. I will make it bigger. So my favorite Atari game. They sent me my favorite Atari game in like a frame. Isn't that rad? It's so cool. I'm really excited. I know exactly where I'm going to put it too. Isn't that neat? Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. Well, thank you for coming by. Thank you for the raid. My name's Christian. If you don't know who I am, I'm XtianNinja. Mission here is to build an open, encouraging, meaningful online community through gaming and real talk. I'm a pastor. I've been through a lot of stuff. I'm kind of old, so I've got things that hopefully I can help with. And God's truth. We talk about that all the time on here. Truth sets people free, so we talk about the truth. Also, I'm the executive director of the Alliance for Creative Outreach, which is a network for Christian content creators that we resource and we support and we encourage. We have a Discord for. We wrote a book, and on Saturday we're having a class. We're gonna have a class. So if you guys, it's a 4-week class. If you want to sign up, by all means, please do. It'd be great. Come into the Taco Discord and then tell us what's going on. But and I were tier listing relationship flags. Oh, that's what you were doing. Green, red flags for relationships. Oh, that sounds fun. Chatted some funny ones and some good ones to chew on. That's cool. That's a smart one. I like that. Oh, thanks for saying so, Silver. That sounds like great content. That sounds really fun. What was the biggest red flag? That's what I want to know. It's never what you think it is. All right, we are putting things away. I need my axe back, man. Where's my axe? And how do you use bait? Has anybody ever played this game, and how do you use bait? That's what I want to know. Cat's trying to teleport. Can cat teleport? I'm foraging. Like, can I clean this place up? Like, could I knock all this stuff down? Fishing is the worst thing? Oh, really? I like it. I can catch the fish. I just don't know how to put the bait on. Like if I hit bait, it doesn't do anything, right? I can't use it. If I grab the fishing rod, I can cast it, but I don't know how to put the bait on it. I don't get it. I stream Monday to Thursday from 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, usually till about 4. At least that's the mission. Today I've got right as soon as stream is over, I gotta go clean my office. Whoop, wrong way. Because I've got people coming over tomorrow. I've got a the Christian radio station is doing a piece on me, and so they're sending there's gonna be a photographer or a videographer coming in to see what I do and whatnot. And my office is ruined, and I need to fix it so it doesn't look like I'm a hobo that's streaming in my basement. Put the bait in the water. Oh, maybe I gotta stand by the water. Oh, there's an idea. All right, I'm on board with that. Let's get to level 20. Let's just figure, instead of figuring out, you know, let's just find ladders and go down levels. I know that it's dangerous to do because these guys could kill me at any time. There we go. Down. More down. Sweet. Did you combine the bait? No, yeah, but I don't know how. Like, do I go boop and then boop? Like, they don't do that. Right? Unless another way that I can do it. Like, it's not a crafting thing, I don't think. But I throwing it in like chum does make the most amount of sense. Found a piece of my workspace being a mess, as usually it means stuff is getting done. My environment usually looks how my mental health is. If it's fairly tidy, or at least it makes sense, then I'm probably doing okay. But as soon as it gets really kind of messed up, it means that I'm probably in need of some assistance. That's the excuse. Yeah, exactly. I'm being productive. What are you talking about? Who thought the ladder was gonna be inside the bug? It's always the last place you look. I don't know what that is. Well, that means bugs are gonna kill me. That's fine. I'm going down. Yeesh, that was scary. What level am I on? I think I'm on level 19. What kind of pole do you have? I have a bamboo pole. I haven't bought. Oh, I did buy the new one. Or did I? It was expensive. I did not. I have a bamboo pole. Let me guess. You can't use bait on a bamboo pole. You got to go buy the $1,500 one. Walking through the place looking for a ladder. How long have you been pastor? About over 20 years. So I graduated from Bible college in 2000. I went for my master's degree, so graduated there 2004. Went into the pastorate immediately, like very soon after, and then have been a pastor ever since. There was a very short time, a couple months in between where I wasn't I did in between jobs, but like I'm licensed right now with the Christian Missionary Alliance as a real, you know, pastor. So I'm legit. I like fishing this game too. I played a few games that the fishing is exactly like it is here. This is a bit more complicated. Like it's not as easy as some versions of it I've seen. Was it toughest hurdle? There's a lot of stuff. I guess people who are extremely hard to, like, who are so intractable in the way that they want to participate in faith and whatever, they actually keep people from wanting to come to church, or they make it difficult for new people. That's been a big one. You know, we've never done it that way before, or no, everybody has to do it our way kind of thing. Been there a lot. New sword! Yay! We'll switch it out. Sick. I think another one is you need to buy the upgrade. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. I think the next probably is ignorance. Right? Like, we live in the most spiritually ignorant age ever. Especially biblically ignorant, so that's really tough, because if people don't know and they're making stuff up and they get their, you know, the theology from like the supernatural and like movies and stuff like that, then it's gonna be, it's hard to minister when people don't know anything. Like when I wrote my book the first time, like one of the first books I wrote, it was called The Foundations, and I was just gonna do like a 6-week series on it, and it ended up being like 24 weeks or something, because the basics weren't the basics anymore. Ooh, a ghost fish. So I had to figure out where the bottom was so people could understand. It was hard. But then, you know, people got it. It's just, yeah, I would say the number one thing is trying to talk to the quote unquote old folks about ways to do ministry, or trying to try things, or, you know, like my very first church, they were legitimately racist and ageist. So what they ended up doing was they like I had people coming into the church, and it was great. But like they decided they didn't want to talk to the new people, and so 2 churches ended up becoming part of there's the young people church and there was the old people church, and it was to the point where the old people, they wouldn't even speak in English. They just went and they would talk in German, wouldn't even talk to the new people. Like it was bad. So that's probably the biggest thing. Certainly having another one would be how the people, weak leadership, another one, weak leadership who don't want to, like, you do church discipline or follow the Constitution, or, you know, any of that kind of stuff. It's that was a real problem. Like, well, the Constitution says, yeah, but I don't really want to do that, you know. Well, it is what it is. It comes with the job a little bit. It's not the end of the world. I'm still in ministry. I think it would be a weird thing for me anyway to not be in ministry. So I love what I do. I love the people I get to serve now. I get to hang out with some of the coolest people ever. I get to play games and make content, and like just so much of what I do in this ministry is wonderful. So I can't complain. I'm not going to complain. I mean, it is sad, but you got to remember that the reason that the church, you know, specifically is rough, you know, like it's hard to be a part of, is because the enemy is trying to shut it down. That we are the most dangerous group on the planet to the enemy. So he's trying to shut that. He's not trying to shut down your local sports team or like the whatever civic thing you're part of. You do. You just wake up in a bigger house one day. And so when people are like, well, why? You know, why is it that it's so much harder for me to be part of the church than it is to be part of everything else? Because the spiritual reality. Okay, that was cool. I have a fridge now. Oh, I can put things in my fridge? Nice. I don't know what to do with it. Can I put my sword in my... I can. That's funny. I don't have any use for that yet. I can cook. Oh, that's fun. That's cool. What else you got? Neat. I can cook and I can use my fridge. Okay, cool. It'll be clear and sunny tomorrow, and today is... I have extra luck. Lovely. What a lovely day. New house, lovely day. This is gonna be from Pam. I'm gathering data on correlation between soil alkalinity and crop fructose levels. Long story short, I need a fresh melon from your farm. If you brought me one, I'd be very grateful. I don't have any melon, Demetrius. I have yet to grow a melon, Demetrius. All right, thanks for coming in, DJ. Have a good one. Talk to you later. Nope, I'm gonna give that to my girlfriend. Lime. Bait, okay. Let's put this stuff in here. White algae, that's food. That's also food. Cool. Coal. There. And that, okay, neat. I gotta bring this out so I can give it to the girl, and this is gonna go to them. Can't remember his name. You know, the guy. And I will water my plants later. Right now, well, actually I can water them now because none of the stores are open. And I only got one blueberry. Pretty sure that's a blueberry. At least I hope it's a blueberry. It looks like one. Find out. Yep. Cool. Blueberry. Score. I'm gonna keep that. Hey, kitty. I thought I'd be aesthetic and keep all these kind of separate so they look cooler. I turned out I just made my life a little worse. I haven't really bought any seeds either. I'm just kind of using seeds. How is your girlfriend? Well, I have a wife of 30? How many years? 97. So, 29 years, something like that. I don't want to do the math right now. So, she's okay. How about yours? How's your girlfriend? I don't think I watered this way. Okay, we're good. Let's go figure out my rocks. Oh, in the game. Oh, that's funny. Har. We're gonna sell. Hold on, we're gonna put some stuff in a box here. I need to keep the blueberries. Like, I need them for something. Blueberry, squash. I have the hops. Yeah, we can put the rest in the... Oh, I can put the rocks in the box. Rocks in the box. Cool. I don't have a girlfriend, man. I'm working on it. That's why I'm keeping the rock. So that I can give it to her. If I find her, she'll be able to get, you know... How much energy do I get from algae? Oh, not bad. We'll go check out her house. Maybe she's at home. It's 10:30 in the morning. I don't know if she has a job. Summer seeds. Oh, there she is. Hello, my dear. How'd you know I was hungry? These look delicious. You're welcome. I'm looking forward to the fall. The cool mountain breeze, the swirling red petals, the smell of mushrooms. Yeah, me too. Even though all my plants are gonna die. Wait, how much was that backpack? 10,000. Everything's 10,000. That's too many. That's too many thousand. My girlfriend almost caught me picking through the garbage. That would be bad. My future girlfriend. Why rocks? She likes rocks. That's why. I don't get to pick what my girlfriend likes. She just likes stuff. All right, process my geodes, bud. Oh, hello. I'm here collecting Clint's business tax. You do that. Copper axe, let's go. I'm set. I can go cut down all kinds of stuff. Process geodes. I have one geode. Process it, Clint. Ooh, I got a gold shiny, or green shiny thing. That's what I wanted. Pam. Pam? Oh, no way. Ain't nobody more beautiful than my purple girlfriend. I got a thing for you. Oh. Can I just sell the green thing? Petrified slime. I guess I can sell it. Okay, I will. I think, how much is the new fishing rod so that I can actually use bait? Hello. You want a burger? I could use a burger too, man. I was jonesing for a burger the other day. Like bad. I was like, I will do anything for a burger right now. And it was 2 a.m. And anything was definitely not get out of bed. Haley is the only one who could compete with it with Amelia. Farming sounds so boring. What do you even do all day? Care for plants, explore the caves, snoop around in your room. Dig for treasure. That's what I do all day. Sounds like a lot of work. It is, in fact. It is a lot of work. I dig for treasure. I snoop around your room. Why do you ask? I'm not creepy. You're creepy. Books! I finally found the book. If you come to the beach, some genius out here is just burying books on the regular. Cool. I forgot to go collect all of my gunk down here. This is actually pretty lucrative. Does she like purple things? Oh, I tried to give her that one time. She didn't like it. I think. Let me check. Abigail, who I forgot the name of. Did I try to give her? No, I've given her an amethyst. What did she not like? Mineral, she liked those. She disliked, I tried to give her jamborite. She didn't like that. But what if I give her a purple, like, ocean thing? She doesn't like being outside. She doesn't like the outdoors. So, no. I've decided on her behalf that she won't like that. Women love it when you decide for them what they like and what they don't like, right? Isn't that a thing? And now allow me to mansplain what you like. Can't believe I have to walk all the way here just to find out how much it costs. Did you leave? Well, it's a bin full of writhing, wriggling worms. It smells awful. Is he gone? You're gone, bro. Are you dead? Okay. What the heck? Why doesn't anybody work anymore? Most difficult thing is marriage. It takes a lot of work, it seems. Bonk. I'm fishing for seagulls. Come on. Ooh, it's a big one. It's a big one. I don't get it, because he was too big of a fish. And I got greedy for the treasure chest. Whoa! Wow, you're hard to catch. I need a better pole. I hope the pole makes it easier to fish. That was brutal. Does it make the little line wider at least? Because that was really difficult. Hello. I'm gonna pick through your garbage. Hope you don't mind. Man, I got so many broken glasses, you have no idea. I could open an optician shop. A terrible, terrible optician shop. The flowing water keeps my house a little bit cooler in the summer. Does it? That's nice. I can't tolerate heat very well. Or you live in the wrong place. I need to be your friend. Leia, what do you like? Hold on. Let's see if Leia likes corals. You like coral? She does! I'm the best at video games. And also relationships. That is a lot of stuff. You shouldn't keep your wheat in here. I guess you're drying it. Sure. What do I know? I'm not a farmer. Or at least I'm a terrible farmer. Okay. I watered my plants. That's important. What else do I need to do? Oh, I have a brand new axe that I gotta break in. I don't remember. See how this does. Nice. How many swings does a tree take? Usually took 10. Takes 8 now. Well, that's not much of a time saver. And stumps took 5. Takes 3 now. That's not bad. Not bad. But I bet I can't clear out the logs yet. How do you develop an axe? Well, you give it an axe at the beginning of the game, and then you go and you find Clint, and you give him some metal, and then you upgrade it for a lot of money. I think I could probably make a snack now. Yeah, I should be able to make a snack. Let's see. Ah, can't do a field bar? What? But I can eat things. I can eat my jelly here. What would I do without going to the cave and getting gross stuff out of it and then eating it? I think I'd get a tummy ache. Maybe I can get rid of all the bug sounds if I get rid of all the leaves. Because golly, that's too many bugs. It's all bugs. I should go find some iron is what I should find, because then I can get a even better axe. Yep, can't break that log yet. Didn't think so. I'm gonna get, what's that disease you get from mosquitoes? I'm gonna get malaria. You hear that many bugs, the malaria is in your future, man. All right. Well, I'm exhausted. I'm out of food. I had to go sell some stuff. Gimme. Cool. Now I can plant some more stuff. Hooray. As long as you keep foraging. Dang it. I'm completely out of... Oh no, I'm not totally out of energy. I just ate some algae to make room for my seeds. Then we can go to bed. Anything to sell? I got stuff to sell. Yeah. Keep the wood. Sell the urchin. Oh, I was gonna give that to my girl. Gotta keep that. Spiceberry. Glasses. Slime. Muscle. I think that's good. I don't think I can plant anything else. Maybe I can. Let's find out. I should have enough energy to do this. But it's not that late at night. And then one more in the corner here. It makes no sense. Nothing that I'm doing makes sense. What an ugly looking, like, farm. This looks like I'm making crop circles and trying to summon aliens. Yes, please go to sleep. I got monies. What I want is that fishing rod, or do I? What I don't know what I want. What do you got? Clear and sunny and neutral. That's nice. Queen of sauce says a Mackie roll. I get. How do you make a Mackie roll? I don't know. Oh, I can make a bee house? I didn't know that. Iron fence. Cool. I can make seeds. Oh, I didn't know I could make seeds if I just get 3 different kinds of berries. I get 10 of them. Oh, wow. Okay. Today I learned. I can make staircase. Use this to move down a level in the mines. Really? I just do it? And it takes 99 stone. That's cool. All right, I should look through here more often. Text sign. I can write a custom message. Okay. Get off my land. How about that? I'm not going to customize my land just yet. I'm so disappointed by the sprinkler. It's so dumb. I can't do anything right now. I can harvest, I suppose. Not much else to do. Are you big enough yet? You are not. Golly. Come on. I know, it's terrible. My field is absolutely a mess. I'm gonna keep my hot pepper. I'll put it in the box. Oh. I don't need my hot pepper because I already have one. Hooray. Now we'll water the plants and then we'll go visit our girlfriend and maybe a little bit of fishing. If I can find the fishing guy. I could just wander off. I keep telling myself I'm gonna make my farm look better once I have more money, once I'm more established. Right now, it's just kind of like there to make me a little bit of money. But as the game wears on, I'm realizing I'm just living with it, and that's terrible. And I should be ashamed of myself. And sprinklers are useless. I'm so disappointed. It literally only waters the immediate 4 around it. I thought it was going to be 4, like as in it would do 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It does not. Like it's such a waste. Oh, wrong way. I'll get some water. We're gonna pour it all over the ground. Probably, but I don't know. I don't have a recipe for it yet. I need irrigation because this takes forever and I can't start the day until 10 o'clock. All right, I think I did it. Yep, we're good. I'm gonna the library, give up my book, maybe. And if I can find my girl, I'm gonna give her this purple thing and hope that she likes it. You know, you mean like in real life? But at least on here I can pretend. They make me get up at 6 a.m. Welcome to Pierre's. I brought you a present. I hope you like it. You did not like this. I'm sorry. I do. Do you ever get the urge to go exploring? Okay, pretend you just want a free vacation. Where do you go? The beach, the dark cave, an old gnarl forest is Jojo Mega Mall. Dark cave. Old gnarl forest. That sounds cool. Yeah, that sounds wonderful. I knew she'd like that. She's weird and creepy like that. I'm sorry. I feel like I need to get her another present. Hey, Grandpa. Need to buy a fishing rod. I don't know. Can't remember how much it was. First things first, library. Before I forget everything else. I've had this book in my pocket for some days now. Wait, hold on. Maybe I'm supposed to read it. I was just supposed to read it. Cave? I wouldn't go, like IRL, I would never go to a cave. I've been spelunking. It was scary. Yeah, all I've got left is to go find the fisherman. Hey there. Got these new shoes yesterday because my old pair had brown smudge. I just threw them into the garbage. I'd have donated them, but I don't like the idea of someone a weirdo wearing my shoes, you know? I get you, man. Yeah, you're weird, but I guess I can understand. Emily usually cooks dinner, but she makes weird stuff like quinoa. You've already told me that. I remember you saying that. You're not original anymore. Wow, beach is a busy place. What's up, dude? Are you growing any blueberries on your farm? I was growing one blueberry because I needed it to please the spirits. Not much there. Cool. Let's go to the fishing place. Do 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 do. Hey, Doug. Thanks for the lurk. Appreciate it. You came all the way here just to talk to me. How kind. I'm gonna give you a present, bro. I know you don't want anything from the beach. I can give you a rock. Nope, he didn't want any of that. Broccoli seeds. I don't think I have anything for him. I can give him some bait. He just, where's my fisherman? Is he off to out at sea? How am I supposed to buy a new fishing rod if you never are here? Is he gone? Where is he? What's this? Ooh, I can make a bobber. Score. Yeah. Oh, a skull bobber. That's cool. Didn't know that was an option. Tackle box full of lures, bobs, hooks, and fishing line. Miniature frigate. Okay. Where's my guy? I'm a little concerned. Hey, do you know where the fisherman is? I do enjoy a flesh blueberry. You don't know where the fisherman is. Good to know. I was trying to figure out how to get down to the beach so I could clean it, but I have not figured that out yet. Because the beach is rough, man. Like, if you walk along the beach over on this side over here, it's kind of gross. Hello. I already talked to you today. She only talks to me like twice a day. That's okay. I can handle it. Bitter feelings of rejection. Yo, there you are! Dude! How's the derby treating you so far? Found plenty of golden tags myself. But it's not over yet. Is it? Are we in a competition? I didn't know that. I have a skull bobber. I'm so cool. His house is close to the fisherman's house? You're going to visit the wizard, aren't you? I'm going to go see if she's going to visit the wizard. I'm going to go, hold on, I'm going to go find out. I'm not stalking her. You're stalking her. At the bush. Come by the tree. Bush. Can't see me. Where are you headed? She's definitely gonna go visit the wizard. Definitely. You all right? Are you embarrassed? I'm gonna go tell the wizard you're there. Hey, Wiz. There's someone on your front lawn. I sometimes observe the local villagers in secret. That's why they don't like you. Well, I wish I would have asked you what's going on. Weird, creepy. All right, cool. Go back and fish with my buddies. The annual trout derby. Oh God, this is new. I didn't know this was a thing. When did I get warned about this? Welcome to the trout derby. What can I do for you? Explain. During the event, rainbow trout have a chance of carrying a golden tag. If you find one, turn it in here for a prize. That's pretty straightforward. I will now hatchet the water. They're gonna make fun of me. It's not even raining, guys. Why are y'all in rain gear? Come on. I'm gonna catch a rainbow trout. What? That was hard. See, if that guy was at work, I'd have gone about buy a new, better fishing line, man. Can't believe it. His fault. Does that guy sell fishing rods? You sell fishing rods? Nope. Love a duck. I will be catching all the fish, like it or not. There we go. Almost got it perfect. Man, that sucks. What are you? Sunfish. Not even the right kind of fish. I will eat you. I have one rainbow trout. Got one. They're gonna yell at me. Yeah, because I'm making a bunch of noise. Rainbow trout. Yay! Does it have a golden tag? I don't know. So we can get one more. I'll take river jelly. That stuff's really tasty. Hey, that's my fish. How dare you, sir? Gimme! Yes! I gotta find out if I have any. Hi! Give me an no, not an explanation. Give me rewards. No golden tags. I only got fish. Who needs fish when you're fishing? I'm here for the gold. Come on, baby. Come on. Get it. Nope. I knew that wasn't going to be the right kind of fish just by how it was tugging. Rainbow trout seem to zip right to the top. This game is very cool. Yeah, there's tons. I mean, it's been updated a zillion times, right? Perfect. Gimme. Rainbow trout, still no tag. Boo! Did my fishing of this? Did you really? So like I didn't even know this was happening. I just kind of stumbled across it. I think it's cool that I've got a skull bobber. I want a skull bobber in real life. Go. Let's go. I'm not leaving. Oh, dang it. That bird threw me off. Hey, thank you for the follow, Silver Frail. Missed it. Dang it. I think I'm stressing out, man. I'm trying too hard. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Come on. Stop making noises. I'm so on edge. There it is. This is it. I can feel 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 it. Rainbow trout! But it doesn't have a tag. Can I fish all night long? You're usually not allowed. The fish and bobber thing, I don't know if it's customizable until way later on in my stream file. I played a lot when it came out. I had no clue. I just walked into his room. I saw a little thing in the corner and I'm like, what's that do? And then it gave me a chance, and I'm like, oh, they definitely picking the skull. I don't know how many more you can get, or how you get them. This is my job. This is what I do. I'm a full-time content creator. I'm the executive director of the Alliance for Creative Outreach. And, dang it, that was rough. And I'm a pastor, so I'm supported by donors. I'm nonprofit. Uh-oh. I gotta eat something. And yeah, this is what I do. I build online community. Living the dream, as they say. Sonar Baba, shows fish in advance. Challenge bait, nice. 3 fish is perfect. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I need to upgrade my fishing system. For sure. No, I don't have a government job. I'm completely self, just me. Is it stressful? A little bit. I think I have to go to bed. Sorry, guys. I gotta go to bed. If I can find my house. Yeah, so I've been doing this now for 5 years. As of March, I will have done this job for 5 years. Which is crazy, man. Super crazy. Can you believe it? All right. Sell. And then give me money. Oh, it's I have been living on miracles. Seriously, for 5 years I've been living on miracles. I shouldn't be here. Finally got the lightning rod. Sick. And a warp totem beach. I don't know what that means. And I got a crab pot. Wow, I got a lot of things. Once it saves, I think that's going to be the end of stream. It is a very weird life that I lead. And I've always been dependent on donors and people who are supporting the church or the ministry. That's always been a thing ever since day one of my job. Because that's how the church works. But this is a very different thing. Yeah, I don't really have an income that I can fall back on. I don't have a job I can fall back on. I am all in on the content creator thing. On the digital pastor thing. I should keep saying content creator. I'm a digital pastor. That's what I am. So that's what I'm all in on. But the way I've found that God works is he's been very faithful when I am doing what I'm told. So he's been very good to me. Would you advise someone who wants to become like you? What would I advise them? I honestly, my path is so weird. Like I have like when I started, I never streamed before to full time, 100% full time, right? Like it's not what I would recommend. So what I would recommend is really thinking about it, really praying about it, thinking through why you want to do what you do, where you want to do it, what your motivation is, get some practice, and then consider it. Like doing what I did. I'm a unicorn, man. I really am. So I wouldn't advise anybody to do it the way I did. Like unless God is very clear with you, I'm an anomaly. All right, we're gonna rate out. Who's easy? Hey, Big Buckeye Reviews is on. Sick, cool. We're gonna rate there. Cranberry Farm, nice. Oof, that's huge. Or dehydrators. I imagine I need some more automation. That is definitely what I need, for sure. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It is going to be Weird Wednesday. I'll find you some weird pictures, and we're gonna play probably this. Okay, let's go say hey to this guy.